I need that sports encyclopedia. US Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
What up, man? We're in the building. I hope you can hear me. I got a new computer, a lot of technical difficulties, but fuck it. We're here. We're in the building. Shut the fuck up. Don't want to hear shit about nothing. If you can't be here because we're 15 minutes late, then get the fuck out. I really don't give a fuck about your feelings. This is a real coach, JB. Big Smitty will join me in about 2 fucking minutes, and it is Merciless Monday. I'm taking no fucking mercy. So you're here or you're not. I don't really give a fuck. Guess what? I'll fucking sleep the same way tonight, Will Cross, you fucking nobody. So don't worry about shit. Brand new computer, brand new shit. It's prettier, it's nicer, but guess what? Sometimes you have fucking problems in the morning. It is what it is. I don't have a fucking technical guy here. I'm just a fucking slapdick. So it is what it is. We got it up and running. Thanks to Bailey. Smitty's in the back, being patient. And it is Merciless Monday. So there is no excuses. I just told you the fucking truth. So that's what it is. Take it or leave it, you fucks. We are in the building, man. And, man, trust me, we got a loaded lineup. NFL legends join us today. Don Majkowski, man, the Magic Man. If you don't know who that is, that's who Brett Favre came in and learned from. He'll join the show, and Howard Cross, the great Giant tight end, now covers the Giants. He'll join us, talk about all things Giants in the draft, and we'll dive into that as well. Plus, Smitty and I are going to carry you through this Merciless Monday as the Lakers go down 3-1. Woo! Can't wait for that. And the delusional football fanboys, who we call the prime sexuals, comparing Shedeur Sanders to Eli Manning this morning, are straight comical. Let me begin there. Deion Sanders, you know better. You know better to do that too, dog. You know your son isn't that damn good. You know he wasn't a first-rounder. The media coverage of Shedeur Sanders was of downright embarrassment. The hypocrisy and straight-up lies is really telling. Rewind a week ago, an anonymous coach who we call the bitch-made cat in the NFL says Shedeur didn't interview well. Horrible meetings and blah, blah, blah. Forward to the second day of the draft, he has yet to be selected, and Stephen A. Smith tweets out, and I quote, "I just got a text from an anonymous source, and that says this is pure nonsense, and Sanders is being blackballed, and it's racism, and blah, blah, blah." It's ironic that we just blasted the dude, Stephen A. Smith, on your show for not putting his name on it, and you literally dropped a tweet that goes viral saying that an anonymous source told me. The irony, homie. At least Smitty and I are going to disagree, but we're going to keep it real. You guys are so fucking phony in the media. This was the biggest slap to the face of every kid who was waiting his fucking day to get called his name to get drafted, who went before and after Shedeur Sanders. And we will never see A number 1 overall pick again, ever in the NFL draft history. Have we seen it before, or we'll never see it again? A number 1 pick being less talked about, less shown, and didn't even cover his emotional draft where he was crying. Didn't even show it. And we had that shit just to the side like he was just a piece of chopped liver. We will never see the other 5 quarterbacks who went ahead of Shedeur Sanders be less talked about. And it's a fucking shame. It's shameful. The victim mentality Shedeur yearns for is absolutely amazing to me. A kid who has had everything gift bagged for him his entire fucking life, who wants folks to buy his jersey off of his own website now. Get that shit. He wants you to buy his jersey off his own website due to the fact that his fucking stock fell. Are you shitting me? He's a millionaire, people. Holy shit, wake the fuck up. He's a millionaire already, homie. Mel Kiper, you're an embarrassment, homie. The nonsense that you did to cover Shedeur Sanders for 3 fucking days was as sickening as you will ever see on TV by a so-called NFL expert who has never been right in his fucking career. The Cleveland Browns clearly didn't want him either. I'm going to be honest. You saw their celebration once they selected him. They were sitting there like this. So that's clearly coming from Haslam on down, who's a friend of Deion Sanders. And I'm calling it right now. There's no way the owner didn't say, you know what? Enough is enough. Select fucking Shedeur Sanders so we can look somewhat like we won this draft. The NFL also benefited, by the way, to Smitty's point. No question about it. We're here for clicks and likes. Guess what? The NFL is too, and I'm sure they benefited from seeing Shedeur Sanders fall because viewership, I'm sure, was great for second-day viewership. I'm sure it was. I don't look at the numbers, but I promise you that had to be the most viewed second day in the history of the NFL draft. Had to be, right? I don't know, but we'll see. The kid isn't good. I'm going to be honest. He obviously rubbed 31 and a half teams wrong during the process, and nobody is bigger than the Shield. Nobody. Not Deion Sanders, not fucking Shedeur Sanders. Nobody's bigger than the NFL Shield, and they showed you that. Now for the prank caller who apparently was none other than Jeff Ulbricht's son at Ole Miss, who got Sanders' number, which is super shady business to me. Stupid. And it's also, let's say it rhymes with the word hey, they, may, and say. That's what it really is. But availability, people, is attained through what? Allowability. And social media has allowed us out here to be doxxed. And it's truly shameful on a draft weekend what we get to witness by having these multiple kids, not just Shedeur, by the way, getting prank called is a mockery. It's a shame, and it's these bitch-ass social media prank callers, these pranksters, these what do you call it? These guys that run around doing these fucking prank videos. Guess what? One of those motherfuckers just got shot, and the other one just got jail time for 24 years. So good luck to you pranksters out here, but this is what it does right here. And just being honest, Jesus now, let's be calm. Let's understand something. Ulbricht is now being canceled by the same idiots buying Shedeur Sanders jerseys on his own website, but won't support the homie small business in the hood. Make it make sense. But what do I know? Let's dive right into it, man. Let's get Big Smitty in here since we're already late. My main man, Far East Sider, 317, LeBron hairline, having Lamar Jackson loving it, AR5 defending. Caitlin Clark, jocking, Fox Sports very own. Big Smitty, welcome, man.
Yeah, we live, man. I ain't got time to give a long intro because Jax Ulbricht fucking hacked us this morning, and that's why we late, but it's all good, though. We here in the chat. We got Talk That, Talk Trail. We got D. Jones, Chris DeBono, Grandmaster Wu, Justin Kaving, Levi L, Quentin Cross, and Jared. And we live, man. JB, you all right, man? You look pissed off this morning.
Man, I'm fucking Ulbrichts.
The damn Ulbrichts, man. No wonder they just failed last year. The damn Ulbrichts.
Yeah, fucking shitbirds, man.
It's all starting to add up now. It's all starting to add up.
Unbelievable. Hey, did the NFL do an investigation when the white boy Cooper DeJean got pranked last year?
I'm trying to remember last year.
Oh, nah, they didn't. They didn't. I'll help you.
So
they
long,
didn't.
it's hard to remember.
They didn't. I'll help you. They didn't. So it was crazy because Cooper DeJean got pranked and everybody was like, it was cool. Now Shedeur gets pranked and that motherfucker about to shut down the internet. The FBI's involved. They got the motherfucker. They got Drewski in them. They got everybody's involved in that motherfucker.
Power, homie. It's power.
Oh, they went to the titty bar, Smitty. Hey, Smitty, they was at the titty bar, fucking turn it up. Shedeur looked like hammered dog shit, by the way. So I don't know why he dropped in the draft, but have you seen his body? He looks great.
Looks like a quarterback, man.
Yeah, he looks like an NFL quarterback. Have you seen that picture I sent, baby?
Quarterbacks ain't supposed to look like DBs, homie. You know that.
Look at that. He looks great.
That's a quarterback. That's a quarterback body. That's a quarterback body.
No, it ain't.
Have you seen Mahomes, homie?
Stop.
Have you seen Patrick Mahomes, homie?
Stop.
Have you seen Patrick Mahomes, homie?
Stop.
Have you seen Patrick Mahomes, homie?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Trust me. All right, then. Find that picture, Bailey. Quarterbacks
Smitty.
don't look amazing. He's not supposed to be like a wide receiver, homie.
Stop.
Up and chisel.
Stop.
He looks like a quarterback.
Yeah, DMV. I'm here, DMV. Hey, all you DMV dick riders, all you prime sexuals, come to the fucking chat today. DMV, all you fucking prime sexuals, please come in. I can't wait, Smitty, to dive into this shit.
My thing is keep it football, though. If we're going to talk Shedeur, keep it football. All the little,
well, keep it football. Let's ask the question.
Keep it X's and O's today,
all right,
homie.
let's ask the common questions real quick.
Ask it right now.
Why is everybody talking about the fall of Shedeur Sanders and dismissing the fact that the NFL simply chose to not draft him? Like, there should be no other discussion, Smitty. It's race, it's this, it's that. Homie, 31 and a half teams, let's be honest, 32 for 4 rounds, and then the 5th round, the 32nd team, who we all thought would take him early, said, you know what, we'll take him now. Why is nobody bringing that up? Why has nobody just said, you know what, maybe the guy's not good? Because the last time I checked, billion-dollar businesses like the NFL usually try to win their games. They try to win for their teams. And I think you would agree, this is not collusion to keep a dude down for 5 rounds when at the end of the day, 32 business-making people said he's not good enough. Yes, Darnell.
So, Jason, you a long-time coach, played the position at a high level. You know quarterback. So, if we're basing this off college football and college football tape, the problem isn't that he was drafted in the 5th round. The problem is that the quarterbacks that were drafted above him. So, let's start off. Cam Moore, Jackson Dart, no issues at all. There was always questions and conversations that, hey, Shedeur may be QB3. That's a potential possibility. But then we have guys like Jalen Milroe, what's his name, Tyler Show or Shao. I don't know how to say his name.
Shook. Sorry,
Shook. Thanks for that. And Jason, you and I have actually spoken on the podcast, behind the scenes, and even you have admitted that those guys were not better, specifically Jalen Milroe, were not better than Shedeur as far as the quarterback on film. So is that the
in college? Say in college, Minnie. Say in college.
Other quarterbacks that we know from a football standpoint are literally just not better than
Hold on, say in college, though.
Go ahead, Jason.
Please say in college, though, because that has been our discussion.
Well, that's all we have to look at. So in college.
Right.
That's all we have. We don't know.
Remember, we've seen a lot of big-time college quarterbacks, even Heisman winners, get passed by in the NFL draft. This ain't the first time, okay? Let's be honest. So you and I, hold on real quick. You and I discussed Milroe versus Shedeur the other day, remember?
Yes, we did.
And I said I think Shedeur's a way better passer of the football, better throw.
Thank you.
But who'd I say I would take first in the NFL?
I think you were trolling. You might have said Milroe.
I wasn't trolling. I said I would take Milroe because of your points over the last 7-8 months or even years about what the quarterback position has turned into in the NFL and what the NFL has done for their quarterback in terms of what do I need to do. I'm not being developed in college, so guess what I'll do? I'll take an AR5 freak of athletically, put him in the pocket and let him run around and make plays versus the guy that's a sitting duck, to your point, that I like, who now is not being developed in the pass game, understanding the protection, slide the front, understand the mic ID, understand coverage and rolling coverage. So guess what? If I got a sitting duck who don't know that either, I'd rather have the guy that don't know that but can use his feet to win me games, i.e. Justin Fields, i.e. fucking Kyler Murray, i.e. AR5, i.e.
all quarterbacks who you don't like. AR5 is the best example, and we saw how bad he's been in the league. AR5, facts are just a fact. So we have a prime example of a Jalen Milroe-esque quarterback who quit on his football team.
So wait, have you
He did not
turned?
look good, but we're going to try that again. Okay, I
So
don't
wait.
think you understand that.
Yeah, so wait up. So now you're good. You want the pocket guy now?
I want the best quarterback available, however way they play.
But I thought you said you can't survive.
A pocket guy who's
So wait.
top 3 quarterback in the league. We got guys.
So hold on, homie.
We have great guys who do it both ways.
So hold on. So then Quinn Ewers, then right? You like him?
Nah, I don't like.
Oh, you don't like him?
No. I'm saying I watched.
Homie, I'll be honest, dog.
No.
The shit you guys do to defend this kid is embarrassment, homie.
So many times in big games, Quinn
It's
Ewers
embarrassing, homie.
It
really is.
Homie.
I'm telling you, it's embarrassing, homie.
Here's
the guy. You know what? Hey, DMV.
Football, homie.
Yeah, let me ask something.
Big-time games and moments that Quinn Ewers shrunk. When I
Yeah.
saw Shedeur in big-time moments, when the team is down, when they're down 2 touchdowns, I've seen Shedeur be clutch and lead his team from being down 2 touchdowns to winning to game-winning.
But
touchdowns.
not Quinn
I've
Ewers?
seen Shedeur time and time
Not
time
Quinn
again.
Ewers?
Hold on, with less talent across the entirety of a team. Remember, he didn't go to Texas, he didn't go to Oregon, he didn't go to Bama, went to Colorado.
Is it your mic or
so
Mike?
the
Mike.
talent he has not the same thing as what Quinn Ewers
Bailey,
has.
can you hear Smitty, right?
Over and outperformed Quinn Ewers. I would love to see Shedeur at Texas with that same roster. Who knows what he would have done? So I'm just throwing that out there. So, listen.
Hold on, I can't. Can I ask if you're? Hold on, homie. I can't hear you. Hold on. I can't hear you. Bailey, are you hearing him? Am I tripping? Is it my end or what? I heard you, Smitty, everything you said, but it's like super low on my end. It's all fucked up here. I don't know. I'm sure it's my fault. I heard everything you said though. It's super like fainted for me for some reason for me. All right, let me tell you something. They hear you though. All right, so
that's all that matters.
So Quinn Ewers though doesn't go into the exact argument you just made. That's just crazy. The guy went to 2 college football playoffs in a row and lost 4 games in his career. Hold on. So Will Howard, who's 6'4.5", 245, who won the national title.
Jason.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Let me finish my argument, homie. Hold on, though. I heard yours. Let me just hear mine. Where's all the fucking haters out there? I want to know where the people are that are mad about Will Howard not being drafted till the 6th round, homie. He won the Natty. He's the most prototypical cat in the draft for quarterbacks. If we really want to sit down here and talk about this shit, he's 6'5", 245. Why? He won the Natty. Hold on. So to your argument is what I'm pointing out. Do I like Will Howard? No. Let me be honest.
Thank you then.
Hold on, though, homie. No. I'm going to keep it because I keep it real. You don't. I keep it real. You don't. You're over here continuing to fucking beg and fucking hope and wish that they drafted this sorry-ass mid over all these other dudes. But I want to know, why aren't you mad about the other dudes, homie? Like, why aren't you mad about the other dudes if you're saying that translation to the NFL is what you're saying? You got to be athlete. Now all of a sudden Shedeur's not the athlete, and now you want Shedeur because he's a pocket guy? Hold on. For 2 years you've been bitching and moaning about being an athlete, and now you want Shedeur? Homie, you all sound like hypocrites. Stephen A. Smith, fucking all these fucks on the real deal here now, mainstream media, all of a sudden bash the coach for not putting his name on it, and then he don't put his name on it. Let's keep it real, Smitty. At least you and I disagree. We keep it real and show and call each other out if we think there's bullshit. Why aren't you calling out Stephen A. Smith today? Are we going to hear you do it, Smitty? I want to wait.
Jason.
Are you going to call him out?
Who were the best 3 quarterbacks in this draft, homie?
Yes, I guess he won't.
Jason, who were the best 3 quarterbacks in this draft, Jay? Can you stop bullshitting right now? Me and you, we talk for real. Can we talk right now? Hold
on, though. Okay, hold on.
Come on.
Hold on, though. Why am I the only one on the internet that said Shedeur Sanders will not go first round? And I'm now being questioned on who I had in the first 3?
No, not first round. I'm saying, who are the best 3 quarterbacks in this draft? That's all I'm asking. It's a simple question.
He wasn't one of my favorites. You know that.
Who were the top 3 quarterbacks in this draft?
Cam Ward was a no-brainer.
Okay.
What did I say the last how many months? Who's my second favorite?
I think Jackson. You said Jackson, right?
Who?
You
Who?
say Dart?
I didn't like Dart. I don't like Dart that much, but I said
don't
he'd be
like Dart that
drafted
much.
over Shedeur in the
You said
draft.
that. Yeah, you said
And
that.
I said
yeah.
Tyler Shook is the most NFL ready. So that's all I've been saying for months and months and months. I got plenty of sound bites about it.
Yeah, you did.
And I said that he won't get drafted in the first round. I said it won't be for top 10, and then I said it won't be first round, and then I started saying he won't be the third quarterback, and then I was like, oh, fuck. So to fairness to you, though, did I think because here, and I'm going to be honest, because of the popularity of Shedeur Sanders and the media outrage that we are seeing today, I no way in my life did I think he'd be the 6th QB taken.
Only because of popularity. That's the only reason. Not because of field play at all.
No, I always say he throws the best deep ball in college, I thought.
It's on the intro video.
But deep ball is not quarterback play.
And
Come on now.
Efficient. Say what you want about. Everybody throws screens, homie. Everybody throws the little check down. So don't just. I'm tired of y'all using that narrative to try to limit what Shedeur has done. Every quarterback across football does the check down, the quick ball. They look to the sideline. The guys hold up the big ass cards with SpongeBob and Drewski and JB and all that, and they hike the ball and they throw the quick. Everybody does that. So for whatever reason, everybody does that. But Shedeur was the most efficient. And then you just mentioned that he also throws the best deep ball. So all I'm trying to figure out is, okay, you got Tyler Shook, you got Jackson Dart, who you don't love, and you had Cam in front of him. Okay, cool. I disagree with Tyler Shook, but that's neither here nor there. So at work, you're saying that in your head, with everything we know, you still have Shedeur as the 4th quarterback. He was the 6th. So all I'm saying is, like, even when me and you were talking behind the scenes, we were like, no, it has nothing to do with race. That's a stupid argument. But there's something going on. Whether it was the horrible interviews, whether teams felt like he was too cocky.
Thank you. At least say that. Thank you.
Owners,
start calling that out.
I'm not saying Shedeur is just 100% like no blame here. I'm just saying there's something. No,
I know.
Something happened.
Let me be fair. Smitty has been all weekend long saying that he actually agreed with me on the fact something else is going on because I said it. I said it's not simply and solely just because of his play. I said there's a lot of other things going on. And I told Smitty over the weekend privately, I said, hey, maybe that anonymous fuck that didn't put his name on shit that we all bashed and said is chicken shit, who I still think is. Eric Weddle came over the house Saturday, and we were bullshitting talking about this, and Weddle was like, you know what nips this in the butt, and you and Smitty's argument will be Monday, which it'll be a debate that'll be actually agreed on if the dude would have just came out and put his name on it. Oh, yeah. Because if the NFL teams and owners, and like Weddle's like, he wants to be a GM. He's like, if I'm a GM ever, my team will say, you know what? We got Shedeur Sanders as the 80th player on the board. And if he falls to us, that's what it is. Weddle said when he was drafted, that's how it used to be. It used to be where cats were putting their name on the business like, hey, man, look, we got him as the 80th cat. You saw McVay do it literally on live. Talked about, well, we didn't think we'd get this guy because we thought he was like the 185th guy.
Right.
And blah, blah, blah. Why aren't we just saying it straight out? Because now what that does, it makes Stephen A. look horrible today. When he says anonymously, a guy texted me that Shedeur is being blackballed. The problem is the hypocrisy is one thing because we just talked about this coach that didn't put his name on it. But if they start to put their name on it, now Stephen A's of the world can't say this anonymous shit.
Right.
Because he's going to look like what? Because he's got to put somebody's name on it. Who texted you, Stephen A? Right. Who told you this? See, that's the problem with this. That's why I agree with Weddle, and that's why you and I both agree too. Don't put your name on it if you're going to say it. But if the NFL operated that way as the shield, though, like you see what he's saying? Like the NFL, everybody has to do it. Like the teams and everybody have to say, hey, dog, he's our 70th cat on our board. Now you do that times 32, Smitty, guess where he goes? 160 fucking 9th or whatever, wherever he went. So I don't know. I'm just saying, dog. That's where I'm at. I just think I wish cats would put their name on it a little better.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think that's where you would have a different outcome. But listen, truth of the matter is the NFL is the bottom line. They're the shield. And they told Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders and everybody else today or this weekend that no one's bigger than the shield. And that's really what they did, Smitty. And you can sit up here and have 1,000 excuses all weekend long about why we did this, why we did that. The fact of the matter is, dog, the NFL said, you know what? We have our reasons. And that's it. They don't need to tell us anything. They're billion-dollar businesses, 32 of them basically, underneath almost a damn near trillion-dollar industry. And they don't have to tell Smitty and I shit. They don't have to tell you shit. They don't have to tell anybody shit. The bottom line is, now all of a sudden you have all these other people coming out saying what that anonymous coach said. And Smitty and I over the weekend were like, what if that motherfucker was accurate and everybody in the league thought that way? Or what if that guy lied and created a narrative? We all had all these different talks. The bottom line is, I don't believe he's very good. And we're going to see all we're going to see now is, guess what, Smitty? What? He got his shot. He got his name called. End all the other shit. Go out here and earn it now. Because any other time, I'm going to be honest, any other time this cat would have been selected at this spot, 144th in the 5th round, he's already a backup, Smitty. He already didn't get in no money, and he's already probably going to be we're thinking about being on the practice squad or being shopped around to Canada or any other thing.
That's what my homie was saying. My homie in the league, he was like, man, they kind of did him bad a little bit because like to your point, typically when you get drafted, it just is what it is. Like if you get drafted at 5th, 6th round, they're already saying like you ain't about to be starting. Like it just kind of.
But
like,
he's different.
The reps you get in practice are going to be extremely limited. You're not going to have a chance to even showcase like that.
Okay, now let's talk about brass tacks here. This is the issue part. This is the problem where the Browns look completely incompetent.
Here you go. Say it.
If this cat, let's say, beats out Dylan,
right?
Now you've looked so incompetent. You have a horrible expiring contract by a dude that's highly regarded as a shitbird for whatever reason.
Deshaun Watson.
Who's not going to even play this year. Now you have a 40-year-old Flacco and Small Hands Pickett going to compete for a starting spot in all theory, in all realness. Yep. That's probably who's going to start.
Yeah.
What you have to do as a business, and this is coming from a guy who's been in the GM meetings like Eric Weddle, who's sat in there and has actually had experience and hands-on for over a year with the Ravens. He's like, dude, you got to let Pickett and Flacco compete in OTAs. One of them guys get traded or cut, and you keep your draft picks. That's how you normally operate when you take 2 in the draft. If you take 1 and then get 1 in the supplemental draft, meaning after the draft's over and you get them at the end in the free agency pool, then you keep 4 and you let them battle, and then you trade Shedeur.
Right.
You traded them though. I mean, you actually drafted them though.
Right.
So, hey, man, listen, there's no one else better to talk about it than a guy that I can't thank enough for joining us. And this guy's a legend, quarterback legend, grew up watching him. Can't wait to talk to him, man. The Magic Man himself joins the show. Don Majkowski, man, joins the show. I can't thank you.
Good morning,
What's
guys.
up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little late, man. I got the times messed up.
No, you're perfect with us, man. We're all fucked up here. I got bad technical difficulties. I hate IT and shit. So
right.
I need to have a little young cat with me at all times, and like just move in and operate this shit. But hey, Don, I can't thank you enough, man, for joining us. Let me drive right into brass tacks. Smitty and I are debating this whole draft weekend, as you know, you were part of. You've seen it from kind of the front of this thing. You were the guy, and then Brett Favre comes in, and Aaron Rodgers comes in, follows Brett Favre, sits around, watches. You've been part of this whole thing, the trades, the free agencies. What is your biggest takeaway from this weekend?
Wow. I was a big fan of Jackson Dart and Show. The kid that went to the Saints. How do you pronounce it?
Shook.
I think, yep.
Yeah. Those two guys, I watch the combines. I watch, all the private workouts, and I love to evaluate the quarterbacks. Every year I have my favorite guy, or I have my dark horse, and I do pretty well with it. I remember when Josh Allen came out, he was my favorite guy. And then last year, I liked the Commanders quarterback as well. He was my top guy. And this year, though, I like Dart. I mean, besides Cam Ward is really good too. I mean, obviously, but after Cam Ward, I had Dart and Sharpe as my 2 and 3 quarterbacks. So glad to see they went high. I really like the Packers pick. I love what they got, man. Having that receiver from Texas, Matthew fall into their hands that late in the draft. That was a great pick. I thought they did really well with that, you know. So, I mean, overall, it's man, you know, obviously the Shedeur Sanders things was crazy, but you know, everybody has their own opinions with that. I feel bad for the kid, but you know, again, I hear some things that we're hearing that you know, maybe he was a little bit of fault at himself dropping so far. So
I think he came out and apologized, said he could have handled it better this last night and stuff. We'll see, man. He's in the door now, Don, right? He's in the door now. He's got a shot, right? I mean,
no, he's in a great spot. Seriously, you know, there's 3 things that a quarterback coming out of college when he gets drafted, you look for. You look for where you get drafted. Do they have like an all-pro, like when I got drafted, you know, by Green Bay, we didn't have a all-pro quarterback that was an established starter like Dan Marino or John Elway. So I had the opportunity to compete early, you know. And then number 2, you know, with the system that they're in, hopefully the system will fit them well. I'm sure it will. And, you know, those are important things that I think he landed in a great situation for himself. So, you know, now it's up to him just to, you know, put his head down and do the work.
No doubt. Before Smitty gets in and asks some questions, I got to ask you real quick. In your Green Bay Packers draft, you specifically talked about. I got to ask you, Aaron Rodgers obviously was not very happy over the years when they were refused to give him help on the outside, at the perimeter, at wideout, and they just continue to load up. They're one of the most, I think, talented wideout crews in football. Their youngest wideout core in football, and then they drafted a few more this draft. Where's that whole thing come in? How does that handle, like, from what Aaron's been saying and then what Green Bay did, and now all of a sudden Aaron's gone and they fucking drafting wideouts like crazy? Is that just crazy? Is that just part of the deal or what?
I didn't think about that.
You know, I could see where he's coming from. Obviously, like, you know, he had a, you know, his last couple of 3 years when he was in Green Bay, they had a nice supporting cast. They had a good team, and they just needed a couple more receivers to get him over the hump, and they didn't give him. They didn't give him that help, and so I could see where he would have been a little disappointed. You know, obviously it worked out really well for Green Bay drafting Jordan Love. Hopefully, I think Jordan's got a promising future, but I can see where Aaron was a little upset with that for sure, because he definitely had some years left, and you know, I think they kind of you know, let that talent slip away, or didn't optimize his talent, man. Because he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time, man. Aaron Rodgers is a freak of throwing a football, man. You know, a lot of people don't like him with his, you know, with what's going on off the field, you know, with his
walking retreats, and
yeah, man, all that stuff, you know, and it is crazy. You know, I think it's crazy, but there's no denying that he's one of the best throwers of the football ever, if not the best. And, you know, now at 40, 41, wherever he's at, going to be 42. Yeah, I think it's a good time for him to walk away, you know?
Ooh,
no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it. So you, just for clarity, you don't think he should come back for one more year? You think he should go ahead and hang it up right now?
You know, if he had an opportunity to come back with like Minnesota,
right,
that would be, I mean, they're a quarterback away, man. That's a great supporting cast. He could step in there, and with his experience, I think he could still be extremely effective, but he would have to go to a team like that has a great running game, great passing game. They're loaded at every position, and good defense. They just reloaded their offensive line. That would be the best spot for him, I think, but not sure that'll happen. I'm still not sure. It might not happen though.
Yeah,
I don't know. In the back of my mind, I'm still thinking that's a good spot for him to land.
We've seen crazier things, and I feel like it's been so quiet right now. I mean, it sounds like it's been between the Steelers and then potentially the Vikings. It's the kind of the two teams, two opposites that he's had, and we haven't really heard anything. So it does make you kind of side eye and think through, like, what's really going on here behind closed doors? So we shall see. But I kind of want to stay with the NFC North and stay in that division and kind of talk through just what are your thoughts as you look at your Green Bay Packers. You mentioned the Vikings, how talented they are. The Lions, we know like how good they are. I mean, I could argue that this might be the toughest division in all of football. How do you feel like that the Packers will compete this upcoming season in that division?
Man, and you know what? I think the team that got the most help this year was Chicago, man. They did a great job with the offseason signings of getting some more linemen. Their draft picks, they got that tight end, Loveland or whatever. He's great tight end. They got that number one receiver last year. They got another receiver this year. Man, they're going to be tough. They're going to be a problem. So
no doubt.
Caleb Williams has a lot more help. They're going to be a lot better. Detroit, they're still going to be a lot better. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Detroit handles losing both their coordinators, though. Defensive and offensive coordinators. So that may hurt them, but yeah, it's a competitive division. I think, for sure. I think this is probably the most difficult division in all of football right now. The best teams, all four teams are going to be good.
No question.
Yeah.
It got to be. Yeah. I said Smitty last year, I said, man, if Chicago didn't have that year they had, they could probably had 4 teams in the playoffs. We'll see. They're on their way to trying to do it this year. As far as the NFC West, we'll see. But I wanted to ask you something real quick. Your time in Green Bay with who I thought was one of the top 5 wide receivers I had ever saw personally, and Sterling Sharpe. How great was he? And then just explain to the fans, like, why so long to get into the Hall?
First of all, I'm so happy for him, and I congratulated him already, and well deserving. It probably took him so long because just the amount of years that he played, kind of like a Terrell Davis situation. But there's no question that he put up numbers, and he was obviously an all-pro or a Hall of Fame receiver. The crazy thing about Sterling, back when I played with him, that's all we had was really Sterling Sharpe as our receiving core. We had a bunch. All our other guys were free agents. I mean, hardworking guys that got the most out of their talent. But after I left, I mean, like what Favre came in, and then when Aaron took over, man, they had 5, 6 receivers on our team that were 2 good tight ends. I mean, they were loaded. But Sterling, he was a one-man show, and like our whole game plan was, it was surrounded, or we implemented our game plan all based on his ability. And I mean, the defenses knew that he was the guy that we were going to go to, and they still couldn't stop him, man. He was that good. He was something special. So he's well deserving of going in the Hall. And I couldn't be happier for him. And the only thing that makes it sad is that a lot of people don't know what a great guy he is, man. For some reason he lost his relationship with Green Bay fans in Wisconsin after his first difficult first year. And then he kind of, didn't like to speak to the media too much, and everybody got a bad perception of him. But he was a great teammate. All his teammates loved him, man. He was a fun guy to play with, such a smart guy. And I couldn't be happier for him.
When you look at him and how great he was, although he had like a shorter career, I've seen a lot of comparisons to Jerry Rice, and people were saying like at that time, it was like I don't know, like you could make an argument that Sterling was maybe even a little bit better. Like, do you think that was at that time was a fair comparison?
I mean, he was definitely in that class. I mean, I don't want to say he was better than Jerry Rice, because Jerry Rice was unbelievable, but Sterling was, man, he definitely, I think it was stronger off the line of scrimmage, versus man-to-man bump and run coverage. But and the run after the catch, he was unreal. But so was Jerry. So, yeah, you could definitely compare him to Jerry. And Sterling had a lot more speed than people probably thought. Man, Sterling could roll. And man, he could do it all. Really, he could do it all. So, yeah, man, just a stud receiver, man. It was fun to play with.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Don, let me ask you something. You led the league in passing in '89. Can you kind of go through to everybody out here, like, what's the difference, man? And I try to tell Smitty, and we got these legends on the show all the time. I try to tell Smitty, I'm like, Don used to take a fucking chin shot and throw a dig route versus quarters on time, outside backer, fucking buzzed by his ear. Now you get touched, it's a penalty, and you can't hit the wide out, and you can't bump and run, and you can't can you explain the difference between actual concepts then versus now, how we used to throw into the teeth of the coverage versus what we do laterally now as far as get the ball out, let's go quick, let's go fast. There's a huge difference in that, is there not?
There is, especially, with those quick screens now, they throw to the sidelines. These quick screens are, for a quarterback, man, they're super effective, and it's awesome. You get the ball out of your hands, as fast as they do, and they've been extremely effective. But as far as the rules, man, I still go back once in a while and, watch some old games, and it's crazy how different it was back then, man. I mean, the way they used to be able to put their head right in our sternum, man, and pick us up, bury us into the ground on that hard turf that we used to play on. It was brutal. And, there's no way. That's why you never saw hardly any quarterback play near 40 years old or after 40 back in those days,
No doubt. Good point.
But nowadays, yeah, man, now's the time, man. I'm so envious of these guys nowadays, though. Seriously, I mean, with the rule changes, not being able to hit the quarterback, that's awesome for quarterbacks. And then the amount of money they're making, man, these guys, man, this is the time to play quarterback, man. I'm so envious. These guys got it going on.
How you think your career, just obviously it's a hypothetical question, but just we're on the topic. If you played in today's time, today's era, I guess what changes at all do you think would happen to your career? You think you just probably would have played longer, or what do you think?
A lot of people, I mean, most people remember, some people remember, but what really killed my career was after my third year where I led the league in passing. Then my contract was up, and I'm going into my fourth year, and the Packers, they would not sign me to a long-term deal, man. They made me hold out all training camp, and they were only offering me a 1-year deal. After they hadn't had a quarterback for so many years, they finally had a young kid, that led the league in passing. I was looking for a long-term deal. Anyways, we didn't get that, and I ended up in the 10th game of the season, getting slammed and tearing my rotator cuff in my right shoulder. And my passing arm was never the same after that. I mean, I played 6 more years and played in excruciating pain, man, every day for those 6 years. I came back too early, but never said anything about it. But that was the injury that really hampered my career. But injuries like that, man, it's just bad luck, man. I guarantee you I trained harder or as hard as any quarterback in the league back then. I wasn't just a quarterback, man. I was an athlete, man. Ran track, played hoops, and man, I trained hard in the offseason, and I was ready to go every year. And just injuries suck, man. They just happen. They're just freak things that you can't prevent sometimes. So, the rule changes nowadays would definitely help, making you being able to play a lot longer, man. But, just back then, I just had some bad luck, some unfortunate injuries that, I hate to talk about because, I was so disappointed. I never really talk about it much, man, because, I hate looking back and said, I wonder what could have been. Yeah. But I always do.
Man, it's an unbelievable story. I don't think people realize how many surgeries and all that shit you went through, man. I don't know if there's anyone that's had more than you, and what you've done and persevered through is crazy. I give you hats off all the time. I thought you were one of the grittiest guys I ever saw play. I got to ask you, Don, real quick, where's your take at with Brett? Like how he's, he goes to the Jets, he goes to Minnesota. Do you think that's why Aaron doesn't want to follow the same footprint, the path? Is there something to that with Aaron versus Brett?
That's kind of crazy, man. If he would follow that same path, I mean, that's crazy. But I don't know if that would have any impact on Aaron's decision. I don't know. I really think if Minnesota offered him a deal, I think he would probably go there, regardless of what Brett did. But, the only thing of what Brett did, I was kind of happy with. I gotta admit, obviously I'm a true Packer in and out, right? Green and gold, I bleed green and gold. But there's not many times in the NFL where a player gets the last laugh and kind of like, teams always cutting players as they get older. They always have the upper hand. Players rarely have a chance to go somewhere else and come back and play his former team and put a beating on him like he did the first time he was with Minnesota when he played with the Vikings, and he had unbelievable games against Green Bay, and that was a statement that he made, being able to do that. So I still talk to him a lot, man. I do a lot of appearances with Brett, so we still talk about all this stuff, man. And I'll see him next month, man, doing an appearance in May in Madison. So, but
no doubt.
I don't know if Aaron had the chance, though. I still think he would go to Minnesota, guys.
I do. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm with you. I'm with you on that, Don. Man, yeah. Don, I can't thank you enough, man, for coming on here, man, and sharing some time. We got to have you back on during the season or something, man, to talk about it. What do you got going on now currently?
Man, you talk about shoulder injuries. I just had my 28th surgery. I had three right shoulder rotator cuff surgeries in the last year on the same shoulder. It just kept tearing. It still can't get it right, but I think we got it right now after the third one. So, man, that's all I've been doing, man. I come up to Wisconsin, though, the last 3 years. My wife is from Milwaukee, and we've been coming up to Green Bay and staying in Green Bay in an Airbnb for the last 3 years from September all the way to Thanksgiving. So probably do something similar to that this year again. I do a lot of, personal appearances, hanging out, going to different tailgating events, corporate appearances. So that's a lot of fun. Love coming back to Wisconsin, man.
Hell yeah.
Shirt, drink Wisconsin-ly.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
No doubt. Hey, man, I can't thank you enough, Don. Good luck to everything. Hopefully you recover, man, and hopefully we'll have you back on during the season, brother.
Yes, okay, brother. Hey, good talking to you guys, man.
You too, Don. Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Magic Man himself, man. Legendary Don Majkowski, man, joining us. Hey, man, listen, the show don't stop from one legend to another. We have another legend who also I watched growing up, man. Got 2 Super Bowl appearances, played in 2. 2 Super Bowl time champ. Unbelievable when football was football, man. Let's bring our main man in. Howard Cross joins the show, current Giant analyst. Howard, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing very good. Very good. How you guys doing?
Man, good, man.
Great.
Good. Just had the Magic Man on, man. I know you guys probably played shed a lot of the same blood in the mud, and can't appreciate you joining us, man. Let me ask you, are you still currently with the Giants broadcasting?
Yes, I do a little TV with them. Mostly I do radio with them. I do the sideline analyst, and I do some of their web shows from time to time.
Oh, okay.
Got you. No doubt. No doubt. Man, it's a pleasure to have you on, man. I try to tell my youngster here, Smitty, like, hey, man, football used to be, like, serious back then. Neck rolls and shit. And I said, we wore real big pads. Smitty don't understand that, but I
do understand that.
hey, real quick, let me ask you something. Like the Bavaros and all these big-time tight ends have come through from Mackey on down. How much has the game changed? Now we're drafting guys that are more hybrid, H-back floaters that can be spread out into the slot. You guys moved around some, but it was more trade from one side to the other and still be on the line of scrimmage compared to what it is now, moving out at wide out damn near, right?
Yeah, but you have to think about it. Think about how far back you go, where the Heisman Trophy was always given to a running back, and that was the focus of football. Football was about the running back.
Good point.
How to give the ball to the running back, how to get him out in space. Making sure that you had a double team block in front of him so he'd be getting up to the second level. So tight ends were made or drafted for. You could catch the ball a lot, but they really wanted you to take care of Emmitt Smith. They want to take care of Barry Sanders or, Alan Dickerson or whoever was running the ball, Joe Morris or whoever you could think of that was running the ball. They needed a tight end to make sure that he could get a chip on the defensive end. And if there was a linebacker out there, occupy him to get the back up to the second level. When the running back was when football was 3 yards in a cloud of dust, as they say, that's what a tight end were. Your bigger guys, and they were, formidable guys in the blocking game and the run game. We caught passes, but our main objective was somebody needs to help with Reggie White. Howard, okay, I'm here. So, that was the game.
Damn. Let me ask you something. You I think you're third all time in games played for the Giants, man. Unbelievable feat. I think you only trail Strahan and Eli for most games. You're the only guy to ever play and win a Super Bowl and then 10 years later, you lost one to the Ravens, I believe. Yeah. What was it like? The difference at the highs and the lows on those two games? Just kind of share the high, beating that Buffalo Bill team. I think at the end by 2019, I believe, or something.
Yeah.
And then you lose to the Ravens, and not such a close game. But tell the difference as far as how that goes, comparison wise.
Well, the first time was my second year in the league, and we had probably one of the greatest teams in NFL with Lawrence Taylor out there, Carl Banks, Leonard Marshall. Sims had gone 10-0 before he got hurt. So we had a pretty formidable team, and we were thinking that we had won the year before when Flipper Anderson ran out of the end zone on us when a catch we played the Rams. But
that's right.
We kind of felt like we were like in that mode, a great team. Parcells was the coach. It was all rolling in the right direction. I think the biggest point of the Super Bowl wasn't so much the game, but what was happening in the world. I had never lived through a conscious time in my life where there was a war where we could see everything, and that's when the Persian Gulf War kicked off and everything was happening. They were threatening to blow up stadiums, and it was crazy. And to be there playing against the Bills, both teams red, white, and blue. Whitney Houston singing the national anthem. There was no dry eye in the house. So it was a great game for all those reasons, and it kind of started. As people would say, the Super Bowl craze, kind of. The Super Bowl halftime show started kind of after that year, because I think In Living Color did a halftime show.
Same time, right?
Yeah, took eyes away from the marching band that played at halftime. So they're like, okay, we're never gonna let that happen again. So we're kind of the start of the major Super Bowl moment. The second time around, we got to play against the Ravens. And, Ozzie Newsome was my mentor. I followed him, and, he was a tight end at Alabama like me. I was even thinking about going into, wanting to be a GM like Ozzie. Like I kind of looked up to Ozzie so much, and getting to know him in that moment was pretty cool. Losing wasn't the greatest thing, but, it was a good time to spend a lot of time with Ozzie during that week and talk to him. And he was asking me about, because it was like my last season, and, hear about what was going on, what it took for him to build a team. And I was like, interesting. That's pretty good. So we know we're going to beat you guys. Like, you guys have no shot. We bantered back and forth, but, that was, part of the education of more about football and the business of football for me in that few weeks of just spending time with him.
No doubt. Hey, Big Smitty, I don't know if you know the history, but this cat, man, Howard, had an unbelievable run. I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but I know you started or played, I believe, from 91 to 96. I don't think you missed a game, did you? Or 99.
I didn't miss a game until I forget what year. Like, I had like a little knee injury, and they let me set for one game. I think after we came back off the bye, we had they gave me a knee surgery. They're like, okay, you can rest. We're playing Washington. They're not that good. And I'm like, I don't want to rest. I could get a touchdown in this game.
Right.
So there's one game that I set out. But
damn.
Yeah, that was it.
91 to 98, 16 games straight every year, Smitty.
That's amazing, especially when you look at today's game, and not just even NFL, NBA, all these different sports. Players are quick to sit out now. Like, if they have a hangnail, they're going to sit out for 2 games. Like, you being the guy who you are and you were as a player, when you see that today, like, does that just, I guess, how does that make you feel?
I think that today guys are and contracts are so big that all leagues, NBA, NFL, baseball, they're all trying to protect themselves, trying to make sure that they're trying to protect their investments in these guys and their bodies. The guys are trying to make sure they're living to the next contract. So it's a little different. But the reality of it is that if the parameters of yesterday was today, you wouldn't see it, because if I sat down, the guy that was behind me was going to get on the field, and that guy got on the field, I may never see the field again. And that was the whole idea. It was like, hey, you better make sure you get out there. There was no, you could be injured for 5 weeks, and when you come back, you'll be a starter. 5 weeks later, they may not ever see you again. They could cut you and let you go somewhere. Like, well, he looks pretty good, and he's younger and cheaper. So, like, you had to stay on the field. You had to be out there. You had to be competing. You had to fight for your position constantly. And we beat ourselves up, but we weren't, so bad that the next guy was better than you, and they put him in the game over you. I mean, I played like what dislocated shoulders. I played in the game I think my second year in the league, the year we went to the Super Bowl, I broke my hand the first game of the season during the game. And coach says, can he catch? Because I had caught like 3 or 4 passes. I'm like, yeah, I can figure it out. He goes, can he still block? I'm like, oh, yeah, he can still block. Wrap it up, put him back in. Let's go. That was the way we played. Now, if that would have happened, I would have been out for 6 weeks. I would have been, it'd just be something different. But back then, no, we did it up. I remember watching them, strap LT's arm to his side because he had dislocated his shoulder, and he went back in the game and played. So we just played.
One arm.
Yeah, one arm. Mm-hmm. And
I
got a sack.
Hey, Howard, let me ask you something. Your 90 defense, with Wilbur and LT and you guys, unbelievable defense. I thought was one of the best ever. That came right after the 85 Bears, obviously, that's so discussed. We had Dan Hampton on the other day and all those teams. That 90 that 2000 Ravens team that you played 10 years later, where do you rank them with Ray and Ed Reed and all those guys? How do you compare them to your defense and the 85 Bears team and the other teams that you have seen? Or I know you got in the league after the 85 Bears, but your team on that Giant defense and the defenses you saw in the 90s that we've had some great ones inside there. Where was that Ravens D at?
I think the Ravens had a pretty good defense. I think their scheme was pretty interesting. You had Adams and Saragusa kind of grabbing and holding up front and allowing Ray and those guys to run free from sideline to sideline. So, Ray was almost like a running back in the aspect of no one was getting a hand on him. So, he's getting free runs of guys. It's kind of hard to, go against him. I think our defense that we had was pretty good. I think the defense that the Giants won the first Super Bowl with in '86, but Harry Carson was a Hall of Famer. Lawrence Taylor was a Hall of Famer. You had some dogs in that defense. Mark Collins at cornerback, Jerry Rice says was the hardest cover, to cover him in his history of the league. You had Pepper Johnson, who was constantly going to the Pro Bowl. Carl Banks, who I think should be a Hall of Famer in my opinion. Leonard Marshall, borderline Hall of Famer himself. You had some dogs out there in '86. I think in our team, we still had some of those guys. They were a little older, but we still had those guys, and they were still making plays. And you look back, and I tell people this all the time: the guys that played with us, they were out of position. Lawrence Taylor would have been a defensive end anywhere else at 6'5", at 260 pounds, coming off the edge. He wouldn't have been playing linebacker. Carl Banks would have probably been just about a defensive end at 6'5", 250 in those days. We had some horses out there that were moving quickly. So
Jim Burt too, no?
Yeah, Jim Burt played in 1990 with us as well. Yeah, I think people don't realize. I said when I always hear people go, "Oh, these guys are bigger, faster, stronger." I'm like, yeah, not really. We had the bigger, faster guys in the league when we were playing, and
I love when I hear that shit.
They were freaking scary.
Hey, let me ask, could Carl Banks be a Hall of Famer? I don't know why he's not.
You got to get the thing with the Hall of Fame is I don't know if they let veterans or whatever vote for it like they do in some of the other sports. I think it's just all the media. And if a guy grows, you grow up watching a player and you become a media member, you campaign for him. But if the guy that's campaigning for you is an older guy, he might retire while he's campaigning for you, and no one will pick up the torch to keep it up. So you're kind of left with, you got to hope that the right guy at the right point in his career is following you, and then he's campaigning for you to be in the Hall of Fame, and he's around, and his voice is going to be heard. If not, you could be left on the wayside like Klecko. Like Klecko should have been a Hall of Famer many moons ago. He made all pro at all the positions on the defensive line. And whoever was campaigning for him and championing him at that moment just kind of retired. And that guy retired and no one else picked up the torch. So he kind of waited to got in as an old timer when he should have just been in probably the first ballot.
Man,
no doubt.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. Let's talk about, I guess, the Giants today. Obviously, NFL draft just wrapped up. You're still covering the Giants to this day. How do you how do you look at or evaluate what the Giants did in this year's draft?
I thought they did great with Abdul Carter. I'm hoping that the ankle or the foot injury that he had is past and super healed. Because last thing you need is a first round pick of that talent being hindered by an injury. I think the running back Scadaboo is a pretty good guy. I think one of the D tackles, hopefully he's going to be a good player. I don't know that much about him. I know the offensive guard that they got, the O-lineman they got was a pretty good player. Jackson Dart, I'm interested to see how he does. And because there were quarterbacks on the board, you're thinking about which one you're going to take. They obviously liked him a lot. Whatever qualities they saw in him, I hope that they pan out. And I hope that he doesn't have to play right away, because that's always like the downside of being a young high draft pick. But I think he's drafted far enough back. They will give him some time to develop if that's what they're looking for. But all in all, I think they got probably an A grade on the draft because of the defense they picked up. They finally got a young offensive lineman that's got a little nasty about him. So, and he's going to be a little more upset because he thought he should be drafted higher. Kind of like even my son. My son's talking about he's so excited to go into the league because he goes, I should have been a second round pick. I'm like, well, doesn't matter what you should have been. Now you're here, show everybody. That's how to look at it.
Like Shedeur, right? So that's what he got to do. So Shedeur got a man up now. Hey, it's time to go. You got picked 5th round. It is what it is. Now you got an opportunity that 1% of the world gets. So I'm with you on that.
I think Shedeur is going to probably wind up starting for them, and a lot of people are going to be like, "Wow, he's really good," and I'm going to be laughing at them the whole time.
So you high on him?
Oh yeah, the kid's really good. Like the kid's an NFL quarterback. Like people like, I don't know what the whole deal was with the interview process and these knuckleheads. I think there's just a hot click button and they just like, oh, now we're just going to ride with it. If you're completing 75+% of your passes and you're getting sacked 92 times in 2 years, yeah, you're already an NFL quarterback. You're used to getting hit. You know how to get the ball out on time. You know how to check it down. You know how to get it downfield. You are an NFL quarterback. Things are going crazy around you and you're still calm and you're able to do it. You're an NFL quarterback. When you have a kid that has, I would say, great character, a great family, and you don't draft him, like whatever comes out, these anonymous sources, all this other stuff, they're going to be embarrassed and they should all get fired. And that's how I look at it.
I love it.
Interesting. Yeah, I disagree with the whole. I think he's good. I think he was the best deep ball thrower in college football. There's no question. I don't know if he's going to. Smitty and I argue this debate. Before we get you out of here, can't thank you enough. Before we get you out of here, let me ask you the quarterback position, how it's transitioned, I guess, from the guy who was a sitting duck, the guy, the Phil Simms, even though as great as he was, Hostetler's and Jim Kelly's and all the guys you saw, and then Eli, and then now it's transitioned to a athletically gifted freak back there who can run around, make plays, extend them with his feet. Where are you at with this particular draft? Shedeur is not the most athletic. He's more of an ad-lib kid, kind of like a Mahomes-ish with his feet to make plays, extend plays. And then you got a Milroe and a guy like him who can run around, and they say maybe the best since AR5 coming out of the draft as far as using his feet. Where are you at with the position now? Can you win both ways, or is it transitioned to one way only, being that gifted freak, or can you still win by being a pocket guy?
The ideal about quarterback is that you have to be able to process your information quickly. You can stand in the pocket, never move a step, and you can process quickly, get rid of the ball like a Joe Burrow, who I consider one of the most talented kids back there slinging it. Or you can be big and strong like the Josh Allens and the Lamar Jacksons and run all over guys and do that part of the game. I think processing and being able to get rid of the ball is probably the greatest aspect of being a quarterback. I don't care if you can run or not. If you can't process it and get into the hands of the guys that they intend for you to get it in the hands of, then you're not that great of a quarterback. The only time that needing a guy that can run as a third option and be whatever, how great that is that when your outside people and your skill guys aren't that good. If they can't get open when he hits his step on the third step and he gets ready to release the ball, if that guy can't get open, then you need to have options. If he hits his fifth step and that guy isn't open, and that guy isn't open, and I got to look to the third guy and he may not be open, then this guy needs to know how to run. If your offensive line is suspect, which a lot of them are, then you need to know how to run. I don't think the running of the quarterback is the greatest invention or the greatest attribute that everybody seems to think about. And if now the best athlete on the field is now the quarterback. Well, the best athlete in the field always probably was the quarterback. Just because he didn't run and get hit and stuff didn't make him not a great athlete. They played basketball, they played baseball, they did everything. But the guys that are able to process football, process defenses, recognize what's happening when a guy's coming from where they're coming from and why, that's what you're looking for. And when you think about this and you're saying, has the football position changed or has the quarterback position changed, and is it gone away from the stationary quarterback? Think in your mind, start naming quarterbacks in your mind over the last 25 years, and then you decide, has football moved away from Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, go even further back, Dan Marino? Has it moved away from people that can process and get rid of the ball and move to, I love Jalen Hurts. Absolutely adore Jalen Hurts. He was a former Bama guy. But has it moved to Jalen, or does Jalen have this incredible run game, that old school football that you look at, this incredible running back and a defense that seems to be relentless and unstoppable? And his best games weren't when he was running, but when he was handing the ball to 2-6 in the backfield and dumping it off to a receiver that if he catches it at 5, he's going to take it 75. That made him better. He became a better processor when there were more people to worry about around him than him.
Good point.
Yeah. So like I still think, and I'll live and die on this point, that processing and being able to get the ball out and knowing where, okay, so I'm looking up, this guy's over here in press. That means when he goes down the field, he's going to go with him. He's going to roll to the corner. Okay, I know my back's going to chip right here. He's going to be out. I got a crosser coming on the backside. Down, set, safety's rolling back, crosser's out. He's rolling. Look for the crosser, turn back. Play. Next play, let's go. Like that's processing. You got to know it. You got to know where you're. Okay, I got the best pass rusher over here. The tight end's going to bump him on the out, so the tight end's going to be my last option. He knows to stand over there. If this guy gets free somehow, you better be ready for the ball, because I'm not going to let this 290-pound man rip my arm off or knock me down. Okay, good. Blue 19. Tight end comes across. Okay, safeties roll over. They're rolling this way because they know the cornerback over here doesn't need help because this guy's coming. You got to stop Watt on this side. All right, so if I can't stop Watt, what we're going to do? Said Hut. Okay, he's got Watt. No, he doesn't.
Hey, you got me getting hurt over here, Howard. You a bad boy.
You covered the game
right now, Jason. None of that.
Hey, Smitty, he covers it. He knows it. Hey, let me ask you something. What's your take on Scatterbo, the big white kid running back? Has he got a chance to be something in the league?
I think that he better be, because he got drafted that year. But I think that
he ain't 2'6". I tell you that he ain't 2'6".
Yeah, he's gonna have to be. He's
better than Shedeur,
though. What's the word I'm looking for? It depends on how well the line blocks.
Okay.
If the line blocks decent, he'll be a good back. If the line doesn't block decent, you're not running over defensive linemen in the NFL. You're not,
like college, yeah.
You're not bouncing off guys. Like, you might be running into one or two guys that might make it into the league when you're in college. One or two guys you might be able to shake. But if a D lineman hits you in the NFL, you're down. Like,
here's what it is, right?
Look, I was watching Saquon when he's with the Giants. He would dodge 3 dudes before he get 2 yards. I'm like, man, I feel bad for you, bro. You better learn how to. He goes like, they're telling me to run up in the hole. Like, there is no hole.
Right.
So he was, battling it out. And when you saw guys, like I said, when you see guys that get to the second level, then they're backs. They're big time backs. If you see guys that can't get this, look at Christian McCaffrey when he was in Carolina.
Yeah.
And then when he was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Being able to get to that second level makes you look invincible.
No doubt.
Hit in the backfield make you look very human. And Scatterbo better hope that the offensive line, can
Does the
hold
thing.
up on some blocks, get some people out of the way, that the tight ends can help chip and stuff to get him out in space so we can do it. Because if those big dogs in front get their hands on you, it ain't a lot of dancing and talking after that.
Jason, this is my last question, Howard. We can't thank you enough. We're gonna let you go here. I'm just listening to everything that you're telling me right now. You're talking about, you mentioned Saquon and how great, obviously we saw how great he was this last year. And then in terms of the draft, you mentioned how you think Shedeur is going to be a really good quarterback, and listen to the reasons why. As a Giants, as legend yourself, do you feel like the Giants made a mistake by, number one, letting Saquon go, and number two, by drafting Jackson Dart over Shedeur Sanders? Keep it real with us, Howard.
And here's the real story. I believe that they offered Saquon a really good contract the prior year. And Saquon's representatives probably said, you're worth more to the team than they're offering you, and you should hold out for it. The problem with that, and he was definitely worth more to the team probably than the negotiation was going. But the problem with it was the timing of it. That's the year they were talking about trading Derrick Henry. That's the year they were talking about letting all these guys go. So you're in a market that isn't speaking to you, that's giving you the ability to quote unquote capitalize on it. And he decided not to take the money, to take the franchise tag for that year, and then come back and prove himself on kind of a 1-year deal. And then the following year, they just kind of like, we're going to pay Daniel Jones. And if we pay Daniel Jones this money, then Daniel Jones has to be the focus, and he has to get it done. And it was almost like, and I don't know, and I don't want to say the way the show kind of made it look, is that they looked at Daniel Jones and they were like, hey, look, now you're on the island. If you're going to do it, you're going to show you can do it. And taking away Daniel's best weapon behind him left him on the island and got him out of town. So and I think that, and I'm not saying that that's the intent, but that's the way the viewership looks at it. We're like, interesting. Everybody said the same thing. So Saquon goes down to Philly. Saquon went to a bunch of different teams, would have not had the same success. Right. Philadelphia has the best offensive line there is. And if you ever just go look at them, if you can get to a sideline or in the front row, just stand there and look at them, they make me look small. And I'm a big dude. I'm like, holy smokes, these guys and they're great with their feet. They can move. They can do all this stuff. But when it comes down to drafting quarterbacks, I'm not a quarterback person. I can tell you what I saw in college. I can tell you what the stats were. I can tell you what I'm looking at. Now, I saw Jackson Dart play. He did okay. But for completions and all this other stuff, I saw one person. Now, the question is, who do they believe has the most upside?
Right.
Has Shedeur, this is who he is, and can we work with this? Or do they think that he could grow a little bit more? Jackson Dart, this is who he is, but he has so much more room to grow. It's kind of like Jalen Milroe.
Right.
Well, Jalen's, he's really fast, but, if we can get him under control, he could be the next Allen. Right. Oh, really? Okay. So that's what you're looking at. You got to figure out what each guy is saying and what they think. Now, in my mind, I'm saying that if they believe that Jackson Dart has a lot of upside, they're drafting for their futures. And everybody goes, well, they're only there for 1 year. I said, no, they're drafting for their futures because they're going to show if they were to leave or get fired, that they left the team in good status.
No
doubt.
Yeah.
So drafting for today, what's best for me right now is not great for the team in the future. So if they're doing this and drafting a kid, and I'm not saying this is what they did. I'm just saying, if you think about it, if you're drafting a kid for a moment, you want to show that, hey, look, no matter what was going on in our lives or our current situation, we were making sure the team was going to be as healthy as possible as we were going out. We weren't trying to satisfy our needs right then. I think that one thing helps Shedeur from a Giant perspective, because you don't know if the line's going to be 100% and all these other different things that he might need. That would have put him at a loss if he had to come in and had to play right away. That could have been bad for him. Could have been bad for his overall career. I think him getting drafted where he did and going to Cleveland with a guy who quarterbacks people that size, that's that guy's specialty, basically. I think it's the best thing for him. A healthier team, a healthier offensive line. They're going to have a great running game. I love Flacco, but I think Flacco's close to my age. Deshaun is never going to take another snap there, probably. If they could get him out of there sooner, they would. And then Pickett, love him to death, but that's it. So
small hands.
Yeah,
small hands.
Yeah, he got put into a situation.
Little boy hands.
Yeah. He got the Whopper hands, them little hands on the Whopper. But, Pickett, I'm just making jokes. They're making little.
We just playing it right, having fun.
I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing.
Hey, Howard, man, we can't thank you enough, brother. Hey, let me ask you something. Is Bavaro underrated?
Who?
Bavaro.
Yeah. Yes. Totally. He was. Bavaro had the greatest moments in as a tight end, dragging guys, running over guys, and he also looked like Rambo. So like he was so marketable. If he was playing today and Rambo was coming out today, he would be one of the highest paid tight ends in history. Like he was that good. Yes.
I remember. I think he was underrated, man. But hey, man, we can't thank you enough for the stories, man. And I can't wait to listen to you this year for the Giants, and hopefully they have a better year coming up, man. I know a lot of Giant fans, and shout out to you and your career, man, and best success to you, man. And stay safe out there. And I have to get you on again during the season, maybe.
All right, and you guys keep an eye out for the Bengals because my son got picked up by Cincinnati.
I saw that. He's a dog D tackle from Notre Dame, man. Wish him all the best. And yeah, man, can't wait to watch him ball out.
No doubt.
I'm gonna speak into existence.
Hey, Burrow, best QB in the league. Hey, shout out, Howard. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you.
Come on, man. Chop it up for Howard, man.
Shout out, man. Shout out to Howard Cross, legendary Giants. Don't agree with
people in the chat trying to say, well, you said you weren't a QB guy, but then you did. No. Everybody calm down. This guy's a Super Bowl champion, played in the league for over a decade, didn't pretty much miss one or two games, played tight end, knows the line, knows the game of football more than anybody in this chat. He was just saying that, hey, if I'm listing where I'm an expert in and where I'm not, he said I'm not a quarterback guru, but he still understands the position. He played in the league for however long you played. Some of y'all comments in the chat is insane. How y'all think y'all can outsmart somebody who won a Super Bowl? I'm sorry, Jay, I just want to jump in. I was seeing comments, so I'm like, come on.
Oh, no, you're good. I want to jump in too. There's somebody by the name of Yolanda in the chat. Is she still here? Is it a girl or a man trolling? I don't know. But all she did, she was trolling for a while. I'm gonna say she because that was her name, Yolanda.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw Yolanda. If you saw Yolanda, she was very upset about the Albrecht kid who prank called Shedeur. There's been I guess a bunch of kids getting pranked this whole draft process. One kid got pranked 5 times. I want to be clear, Smitty. I got a question since I saw you address the chat, and I'm glad you did because some of you guys will listen to Meaning Times on Cover too, but then you won't allow a Super Bowl champ to give his take on anything. I don't care if he's a quarterback guy or not. He played in the league, and he played with those great guys. Here's the issue. Yolanda, I don't know if you're still here. Let me get this straight. You want the Albrecht kid jailed and kicked off the Ole Miss team and his daddy fired. That's what you said.
What did she say?
But you're okay with Carmelo Anthony stabbing the kid and out of jail. Got it. The fucking delusional fanboys, homie, of the prime sexuals kill me. Holy shit. Some of you motherfuckers are delusional. It's unbelievable. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, Smitty, that was worse. But anyway, let's dive into a commercial because
before we do a commercial, I got to show you one of the happiest moments of my weekend. I didn't tell you guys, I was able to be here with my guy, with the Sanders family, when this guy got picked up and when he got the real call that he was going to be an NFL player. I think Betty got the exclusive video. We'll do this and then we'll go to break.
Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, my
I was there live, man. I
We're gonna get
shout
flagged
out
for
to
that.
man.
We're gonna get
Shout out
flagged.
to my guy Shedeur when he got the call, man.
We're gonna get flagged for that. Is there a clip? Now we're gonna end it on my thing. Is there a clip, Bailey, of Cam Ward and him out on the football field talking? Can I explain the difference between the two mentalities?
You love control, Jace. I want to end on my
Come on, bro. Let's make a song. Let's drop one. Real shit. I play football. Here we go. Football. I play football. You ain't got no hobbies outside of that? I play football. That's the only thing I want people to know me as, football player. Let's search up Cam Ward. We say American football.
I love it. I love it.
I love it too because
you give these cats too many passes for saying, "Oh, JB, they can't have a life. They can't rap. They can't walk down the Paris runway strip.
Why you
they
talking
can't
like
miss
that?
practice." That's you. That's you.
I don't sound like that.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear. I want to be clear because I had a good talk with Weddle over the weekend. He was like, "You know what?
Weddle don't like you."
He goes, I like Smitty's takes a lot. And he goes, I disagree with the one thing Smitty says that sticks out more to me than anything else. And he made me think. That clip right there is why I brought that up.
Finger on my face.
Weddle and I weren't talking about this clip, but he brought this up. So I wanted to bring that clip up to show to you.
Finger on my face, though. Yeah.
To get Weddle's point through to you. Weddle said football is absolutely should be number one, Smitty. Weddle wanted you to know. He goes, I had nothing but football. I had nothing but football. He said, and I had nothing but football to get me out of poverty and out the hood and all the thing. This kid's a millionaire already, homie. I don't understand, Smitty, why you don't get the fact that football is not the main thing for this kid. Cam Ward it is, but not for Shedeur, homie. And that's the truth. Football should be your number one thing, Smitty, if you're going to make have a long living football career. Why don't you do all that after? I just don't get it.
It's a different time and a different era, homie. Why? Who are you to say that?
Wait, are they still playing football or not?
Main thing.
Are they still playing football or not?
Who are you to know that? You don't know where his
Are they playing football or not?
Football isn't his main thing, homie.
Are they still playing football or not?
To me, it's opposite. Me and you and Weddle look at this.
But is football the main thing or not? Answer the question.
Yes, it is, homie. It's easy. Yes, it is. It's the door's main thing.
Thank you.
To me, no, fuck all that. To me,
look at his body.
You make my point. He's rich. He don't need football. The fact that he plays it and plays it at an extremely high level shows the work that he's put in to be at
NFL don't think he plays at a high level.
Shedeur isn't some gifted freak athlete. He didn't get the traits that his daddy had athletically. So for Shedeur to be a top quarterback still shows that he had to love football and had to.
But the NFL didn't think that.
Who he is as a player. So to my bigger point,
the NFL didn't think that.
He does not need money. The fact that he's already rich. The fact that Deion is a day. Let me finish. The fact that he don't need none of that and he's still playing football at a high level, that show me that football is the main thing.
Fifth round.
Now you talk.
The NFL didn't think that. He's a fifth rounder.
He got drafted though, didn't he? Did you?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you said he's a top quarterback. NFL didn't think so.
When did you and I get drafted? You
don't matter. We're not talking about you and I. NFL didn't think he's a top quarterback. That's what y'all keep dismissing, homie. The NFL, the bad itself, did not think he was a top quarterback. He's the sixth one. He was the sixth guy taken, homie, at his own position in what you and I agree is the worst quarterback class in years.
They didn't think Tom Brady was top quarterback. How'd that turn out, homie?
Stop, homie.
Let's go to commercial break. I'm going to move my car. We'll come back.
Go move your shit. I got to get coffee.
I can't go longer than 9:05. I got to take my girl to an appointment. I'm telling you that right now. I can't go no longer than 9:05.
We got 3,000 people in here. We'll stay here until they leave.
We're not doing no 3.5, 4 hours. We're not doing nothing.
We got 3,000 people. We appease the crowd, homie. Legitimate, real talk show.
The crowd don't pay my bills, homie. The crowd don't pay my bills, homie.
Yeah, so that's why they in here. As long as they in here deep, homie, we here deep.
Well, tell them send a super chat, and then we'll go.
Hey, mediocrity is the new excellence. Fifth round, 144. That's a new shirt I got made. We'll see you in about 3 minutes. Shedeur makes the Giants better. He doesn't make them better right now. He doesn't help Daboll keep his job. Either does Jackson Dart or any other QB.
So you don't think any quarterback.
No quarterback helps the Giants. Next year's class is better, and you're going to probably be in the same situation if you end up firing Daboll or if Daboll gets through the season.
Wow. So here we go, JB. You ready?
Yep.
The New York Giants draft Jackson Dart with the 25th overall pick. Oh, shit. So Shedeur is not the second quarterback drafted off the board. Here we go.
I fucking know? What do I know?
Whew.
What do I know?
Unbelievable.
I think one of my predictions. Hey, where's that fucking guy that said I haven't been right at all? What did I say the second quarterback would be?
Did you say Dart? I don't even remember, JB.
I did, and I said Shedeur was not going to be the second quarterback taken. So that is I don't believe Brian Daboll gets saved by Jackson Dart either, though. And I'm going to keep. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I'm not going to. I don't think Jackson Dart. But here's the thing: Shedeur Sanders, the bag is out, homie. These guys know. These guys aren't in these positions, Bailey, to be popular. They're not in these positions to appease Deion Sanders. Like, let's be honest. And I told you this morning, I think most of these coaches or GMs or whoever are more scared of Deion Sanders than Shedeur is making fake laughs on TV because he knows he's fallen and he has to laugh. But I just don't see the quarterback position. I told you, dog, this quarterback position is not very good, homie. And I'm surprised at Jackson Dart going there too. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, that shock. The fact they would trade up, JB, for Jackson Dart when they have two quarterbacks on the roster and they have to win. They have to win.
Here's what it tells me.
Daboll and the GM are gone. Go ahead.
Here's what it tells me as Daboll enters year 4 here. He's been told, be decent and you're staying, because no way in the world that the owner has allowed them to move up and draft a quarterback unless he's getting a couple extra years here that we don't know about. I'm just telling you, because you got Jameis Winston on a 2-year contract and you got Russell on a 1, and you got a better class next year. So something's up, and you don't move up for Jackson Dart. You don't move up for Jackson Dart. And I'm going to tell you that even looks worse for Shedeur Sanders. I'm just telling you, because you traded up. You traded up for a QB, homie, and it wasn't Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, that's their guy. They think Dart's better than Shedeur. I don't think Dart's playing this season. I think it's a development thing. They'll develop Dart. Let Jameis and Russ mentor him, and a year or two, Dart may or may not play, but they could also move on from Dart in a year. Better quarterback draft a year from now. I'm not going to say they don't move on from him too. Who knows? Rams are here at 26, JB.
We are back in the building. Let me address some things real quick. Stilly the boss, shut the fuck up. You sound like a bitch, homie. You sound like a straight dick rider who knows absolutely fucking nothing but the color of a kid's skin. Motherfucker, have you sent 28 Division I black quarterbacks D1? Have you sent 28 black quarterbacks D1, bitch boy? Have you sent fucking anyone done anything besides the color of Shedeur's skin? You absolutely have no dog in the fight, homie. You know fucking nothing about the position. If Shedeur Sanders was legitimate quarterback, homie, I would fucking say he was a legitimate quarterback. Y'all act like I hate on this motherfucker because he's black. Shut the fuck up. Miss me with your bullshit, homie. You know fucking nothing about me, homeboy. Judge me all you want. Don't act like you fucking know me. You couldn't last a day in my street, motherfucker. Now shut the fuck up. All you want to bring up is fucking color of the kid's skin, homie. Shut the fuck up. Miss me with your hater bullshit. The kid ain't good, homie. I'm the only motherfucker on planet Earth who's been standing on business for fucking 2 years. The kid ain't fucking good. And the NFL just proved your dumbass that they know more than you by selecting him the 6th quarterback overall. I don't hear you bitching about Quinn Ewers, who went to 2 playoffs, and Will Howard, who won the Natty, who got selected after Shedeur Sanders, bitch. And they white boys the last time I checked, motherfucker. So why don't you shut the fuck up now? And listen and learn, little boy. Anyway.
Forget all that. Will Howard, we was talking about how bad he was. Y'all talking about how bad he was all year long. And a lot of people didn't have Ohio State winning, not because of all the pieces around him, because of Will Howard at the quarterback position.
Had nothing to do with what I just said. Had nothing to do with what I said.
Had one of the loaded.
Had nothing to do with what I just said, homie. Had nothing to do with what I just said, homie. If you didn't listen, you must have not listened, homie. Did you listen to what I said? Did you listen at all?
They should have been above Shedeur, homie.
Did you listen at all what I just said?
I got back upstairs from the car.
Yeah, don't comment, homie. Don't comment then, because you don't know what I'm saying. You got bitches in the chat that you go after that I'm going after too. These motherfuckers, that's not shit I had to do. The 2 white boys got selected after Shedeur. I want to hear Silly the Boss talk about them.
What do you say?
He's a bitch. Everything's color, homie. Everything's color and fucking.
I ain't got nothing to do with race, y'all.
By the way, I don't know if Stilly sent 28 black quarterbacks D1 like I have. It's crazy. I don't know. Maybe he has. I don't know. I would have thought I would have saw him in the circles of coaching if he would have done that by now, but I guess I didn't. But anyway, I wanted to dive into
quote of the day
and everything that we didn't get to because it's an hour and a half in, or actually more than that.
It's 2 hours.
It's
literally over. So.
Smitty, it started off with a bang. We got a late start. I got a new computer, Smitty. So listen, it is what it is. I got a new computer.
Albrecht came in, all type of stuff.
Yeah. So all the shit. Albrecht and FA combo deal me. So it is what it is. Yeah. Pause. You say pause. I don't have to say it.
I'm
Quote of the day, Smitty. Let's dive right into it. Brought to you by BetUS TV. Head on over there and use our promo code Coach JB. Smitty, trust gets you killed. Love gets you hurt, and being real gets you hated. Shit, that's what the fuck it is. I'm being real, so I get hated by you bitch-made motherfuckers. That's what the facts is, homie. Shit. Keep it funky all the way funky. Keep it funky.
Top 10 alert. Top 10 alert. Number 10.
That's my own fucking quote, because all you motherfucking dick riders who want to ride one side of the fence, who ain't never busted a grape in a motherfucking fruit fight where I'm from, homeboy. That's a fucking matter of the fact league.
Yep.
Contrary to belief. Contrary to belief, brought to you by BetUS as well. The person I needed most taught me I don't need anybody. Woo, shit.
You own one today.
Shit. These motherfucking bitch-ass motherfuckers in the chat got me hot today. Bunch of non-motherfucking doers.
We got to start saying the quote of the day.
Non-doers, homie.
The show, you got more
non-doers. Non-doers. Motherfuckers, non-doers. All talkers. Non-doers. Never listen, homie. It's unbelievable. They got 2 ears for a reason.
You all talk, homie. Y'all all talk.
Hey, Bailey, I sent you something on IG, I believe, with a dog in it. If you can show that.
Whoa, that's the one. She said, whoa, that's the one.
Paris, what's up, Paris?
Whoa, that's the one.
Hey, Smitty, we lost something near and dear to my heart. Obviously, I had to put down Stogie, who's a showstopper on Netflix, who's related to this. Obviously, Ash is here right now, some lineage as well. If you guys don't know, the most Miss T. Lou, get the fuck out of here then. You're only here because you're a prime sexual anyway, girl. That's not even your real picture. If it is, holla at me.
It's AI. It's AI.
If it is, holla at me. White boy got big dick. Let me dive into Let me show you something, Smitty.
Hold on. He said, at first he said, get out of here if you don't like my mouth. But then he said, if it's really you, then stay here.
I cried, Smitty. I cried last night.
Looks like it's fake.
We lost Hulk, man. The biggest and most famous dog in the world. I shed a tear. If you don't know anything about Dynasty, go check him out. But that's Hulk, the largest pit bull in the world, who's basically the blood life to so many famous folks out here who have dogs. Can't believe it, Smitty. Can't believe it. He is literally the most famous dog in the world. I had to shout out Dynasty, man, and losing Hulk, man, is crazy to me. I can't believe I ever would have do it. I say this right now. I can't believe it. I mean, it's unbelievable. A lot of people that follow the bully world or the pit bull world, shout out, man. Unbelievable, sad story to hear that. Whoo, that was tough, man. Smitty, I don't know. You don't follow dogs like that, but man,
I've seen Hulk around. I remember just being popular and stuff like that. But I've never seen JB really like emotional like that about any like. We've talked about like real. I don't know. It's just This is it's interesting. It's interesting.
You know me, dogs. How many dogs?
I've seen like we talk about like people dying and stuff, and nothing happens, and then
that tells you something.
Dog dying, and you like literally just like got emotional. Like I've never. Your voice just shook. It's kind of interesting. So.
That tells you something.
It tell me a lot. On a serious note, but like RP the Hulk. I'm not trying to like RP the Hulk for sure.
I know.
I'm just saying, just like when humans.
You know
die,
me.
Like,
you know me. I like dogs better than humans. I mean,
humans get killed. And stuff. It's like we don't care about it at all. So,
Miss T. Lou, holler at me though. Let me see your real shit. Let me see if you got like OnlyFans or anything.
Is she still commenting in the chat?
Yeah, I want to see if she got OnlyFans on me.
Why you assuming she got OnlyFans for?
I mean, that's what everybody do now.
Real quick, before we go to the rundown, they spent hours to put together.
Hey, Smitty, hold on. I wasn't done with my punchline, homie. You asked the question that I was waiting for. Why did I assume she had OnlyFans?
Yes.
Why does she assume she knows me?
Only thing she said was that mouth.
Yeah, nah, just drop the mic like that, homie. Just keep it real.
But you was cussing and yelling. She said that mouth was a lot.
I said that for a reason. These motherfuckers act like they know me. But they want to question why I assume I know something about them. Motherfucker, that's why I said it. Motherfucker, you assume you know me. Oh, AI looking ass.
Bitch, and he ain't talking about Allen Iverson.
Exactly. Bitch looking like the brat. Let's get this thing
going. A legend, though. Don't do that.
I love the brat.
I'm about to say.
She look horrible now, though. When she went full lesbian, homie, she fucking ruined my life. Let's dive into a lot of things going, Smitty. I got my grades. I don't know about you. I got NFL grades. I don't know what we got cracking.
Let's go. I mean, no, for real. This show been crazy, homie.
It has been different, homie.
I gotta be honest. Different show.
I gotta be honest. It has been different because I got people that hit me up. Obviously, the show's growing, so I got DMs now saying, "When are you going to talk? Are you going to give your grades out?" Blah blah blah. Right. I said yes, and it was like a little, and I was like. Yeah. She's like, well, don't be talking about Shedeur for an hour then.
Sorry.
Sorry. 3,000 people in here.
3,100.
Why don't you talk about Cam Ward? Well, we don't because you didn't talk about him. None of you motherfuckers did.
Y'all don't care about it.
You know what's crazy about it? Smitty makes a great point in this because he knows this social media space. And the NFL's viewership had to go up. There's a conspiracy out there that they held Shedeur down to get the viewership of the draft back up.
Hello.
I think that was comical. I think the viewership's down because you have Gorgeon and them come out every fucking pick and give out the pick.
No.
That's what I think. I think that's the truth. I think you have Gorgeon and them coming out like the pick, the 32nd pick of the 43rd draft is Shedeur Sanders and Cleveland Browns. Here's the card. Let the card do the pick. That's why I think you got a fucking viewership problem, homie. That's the truth. I don't think there's anything other than the fucking fact that every single pick is a fucking Make-A-Wish motherfucker. How about we have a legendary motherfucker come out there and say, hey, you know what the Bills disappointed me with? Where was Jim Kelly at with the pick? A motherfucker who beat cancer 4 fucking times. But I got to listen to Gorgeon come out and give a fucking speech. No, that's why viewership's down, homie. Like, keep it funky. But anyway,
There's
Truth
going to be a
hurts.
special place in hell.
Truth hurts
for you. A special. You
Truth
gonna have
hurts. It's all right,
You gonna
man.
have
Fuck
a
it.
match in hell.
Truth hurts, homie. Truth
It's gonna
hurts.
be a beautiful spot in hell just
Hey,
for you.
I don't give a fuck.
You gonna have a JB.
I hope Stogie's there. I hope Stogie's there with me, and now I hope Hulk is with me. Fuck it, my pops and fucking that's
your
it.
pop's not in hell, homie. I'm not gonna.
Oh no, yeah, my bad. I didn't hear what you said. You said heaven. See, I put life on your death. You put death on my life. So there's a difference between us.
I ain't putting your daddy, or Hulk. Hulk in heaven. Hulk a good.
Oh yeah,
dog.
my bad. I don't want to be in hell with Stogie and Hulk. They'll be in heaven. Hopefully, I got a little like fucking way to see them or something.
You'll be down there with Epstein and them.
Smitty, by the way, the girl that said she died of suicide, homie. Did you see that? No, did you see last night they found a letter though?
You lying.
Nah, they found a letter, homie. She wrote a letter and hid it, homie, and they found the letter, and it said, if you say I'm suicidal, you're crazy. I did not commit suicide. If I'm dead today and you're reading this letter, they killed me, homie. And it's her writing.
Said that too, homie.
Her writing, homie.
You lying, homie.
Nah, they found it last night.
So what's gonna happen, homie?
Shout out to the white girl who got put out, homie. Huh?
So what's going on?
I don't. By the way, I don't know shit about her or any of the Epstein people. I just shout out to all the people that go through anything, man. If you're molested, raped, any of that words, I shout out to you guys, man. I hate that shit for the women out there. And then for all you women that falsely accuse men, you guys should be down there with me, where Smitty just said I would be. So that's where I feel about both sides. So
JB won't be there, y'all. We're doing this for TV. It's a joke. I never put down my co-host, y'all.
Smitty, let's dive into the grades. I don't know if can we do that yet, Bailey? Where we at? Do we have something else pressing?
I mean, all we got is 55 minutes. So it's either now or
yeah.
never.
Well, we got an hour and 5 minutes, but yeah. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do grades, Bailey. Where we at? Go ahead and pop in, Bailey. Where we at? Because I can't see nothing right now because my new computer set up. So I'm blind a little bit. So you got to help me out today until I get my shit ready.
Why don't you guys talk about Jax Ulbrich, the son of Jeff Ulbrich, in that situation?
We already did, I thought, didn't we?
I mean,
this is the realest show on planet
or
Earth.
not, or don't talk about that.
Or we could talk about. There's another topic on the rundown. Belichick had an interesting interview.
Oh yeah, let's do that, and then let's do that.
That'll pop off. That'll pop off.
All right, let's do that, and then we'll do the grades. Because homie, I worked my ass off on my grades, homie.
I don't even want to do the grades, though. That's the point. I don't want to do it.
Because you don't work hard, and you don't know shit about the grades. You don't know shit about it.
The chat gonna get tired after like the 7th grade because there's so many teams, and it's not gonna perform well on social media. So all your work was pointless.
Well, I could give you my. I agree with you. Here, unfortunately, I did all that work for nothing. Thanks a lot. Here's the issue I have, though. Let's be real. I can give you at least my A grades. I can give you my A grades and talk about why fucking Mel Kiper gave the fucking only A+ of his fucking the whole weekend to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
that's what I do want to talk about. Because Mel Kiper, your fucking ass should have sperm, the initials on it that says SS. That's what you should have right here. You should have sperm coming down your motherfucking lips, homie, that say SS on it. Shedeur Sanders. And how fucking embarrassing you were for fucking glazing, as the youngsters would say, about your coverage on a fucking kid that went 5th round. And you never even mentioned Cam Ward at the number 1 spot. You don't even mention any of the other 5 QBs, homie. But you're the guy that wanted cover 2 to move up the safeties and say that we got to be able to throw the ball deep. Wonder why you said that, homie, about a year ago when we were talking about Shedeur Sanders in this year's draft. Is it because Shedeur Sanders throws a good deep ball and you want him to be able to complete deep balls? What's going on with that, homie? You are a fucking mockery, Mel Kiper. A fucking joke. You ain't been right ever. And by the way, Smitty and I's predictions were better than yours. And you've been on the fucking air on ESPN for 40 years doing this, homie. And you ain't been right yet. From Mahomes to Brady to Allen to Aaron Rodgers to fucking you name it, you've been wrong. But you know more about Shedeur Sanders all of a sudden than anybody. It's fucking amazing, homie. A+ to the fucking Browns.
The Browns did have a good draft, though, even outside Shedeur. Across the board.
A+?
They got Quinshon Judkins, who to me is still a running back at Ohio State. They need a running back because we don't know what's going on with your boy with the knee injury situation, right? They got him, boom. Their first pick of the draft, they get Mason Graham, the best deep tackle in all of football. You compare him with my guy Myles Garrett. Now you have a nasty defensive front there, boom. You get the linebacker from UCLA. I can't remember his name right now, top of the head, but he's one of the better linebackers and backers in the draft as well. Like when you look at, and then you get Shedeur. So like it's not just Shedeur. If you look at the overall kind of package of what they did, I'm not gonna say it's an A+, but they had a good draft though. Like it might be a B+. Maybe that's a more realistic grade, but it was a good. Like they didn't have a bad draft. Even take Shedeur out of it, it was a good draft though.
Let me ask you, you saw the viral clip of the coaching staff when they drafted him. They do not look very happy.
They interviewed him afterwards, and they said, please don't put a lot of weight into that. He said the timing in which y'all singled the video and when the pick was actually made and the call was made aren't synonymous. He said we were probably just, he said that's number one. Number two, we've been drafting all day as 5th round. Like every single pick at that point, you're not just doing all the hype stuff in round 7.
Now, I literally said that. I said that on my Twitter. I literally said what you just said because I'm going to be honest. You're not – a 5th round pick is something to be honest, to try to make your roster. It's not a fucking first pick. And I'm going to be honest. I'm with Booger McFarland and I'm with Marcus what's his name on ESPN? Big Marcus, played in the league. Where I haven't seen Deion come out yet. I've seen him go after Dan Orlovsky for having an opinion, but I haven't seen him go after Marcus
Spears.
Marcus Spears. I haven't seen him go after Marcus Spears yet, which is crazy. I'm still waiting for Deion to do that. But anyway,
this is a guy.
I want to be clear. So you can have a disagreement with Deion and not be a hater.
Just do it respectfully, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, do it respectfully. That's
cool.
it.
That's why Deion probably hits me up and says, "Hey, man, keep it real." All right, cool.
Well, it's been a while though, but yeah.
Yeah, but cool. So anyway, we got proof. But anyway, let's be real. I'm in agreement to them too. I'm in agreement with both of those. Booger McFarland and Marcus Spears, who said, Smitty,
the brothers,
who said, by the way, hey guys, the NFL didn't think he's really good. They don't usually wait 5 rounds to take a quarterback if they think you're what you youngsters call him. That means they really don't think he's the guy. He's the other guy, and clearly he dropped for a reason. Whatever reason you want to assume today, what Smitty and I aren't going to do, we've already made our opinions, but we're not going to assume why he dropped. All we're going to give you is he dropped. There's a reason for it. Whether the NFL don't like it, whether, like Smitty said to me privately, and what stuck out, what Smitty told me over the weekend stuck out.
What else did I tell you?
You're not bigger than the badge. Nobody is. Not Deion Sanders, not Shedeur Sanders, not anybody. And they will humble you real quick by doing what they did. And listen, I think it's the best thing for Shedeur Sanders. I hope he gets humbled. I hope he goes grinds. I hope he gets his body right. Hope he goes and gets out of the fucking limelight and goes grinds.
Everything he said since he's been drafted, I love though. Literally, like he hasn't said like he wasn't upset. I remember there was a lot of concern we were talking about before he got drafted. They were like, damn, like by the time he gets drafted, he's not even going to appreciate it. Completely wrong. He's dancing. He's excited.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
He said, "Work now. It's on me." Like everything he's saying. I mean,
but you can always say that. You can always say that. Like there's always saying it.
It doesn't come off as phony or fake though. Like he's excited.
I'm just telling you, I don't want this as my quarterback. I'm just keeping it real. I don't want that as my quarterback. You can say what you want about me. I'm a hater. I don't give a fuck. Marcellus Wiley also said it. I don't want this cat as my quarterback.
It's just you guys are old school and traditional.
It is what it is though. Like I don't get it.
I expect that.
I hear you.
Like, I understand it because I'm kind of traditional too in a lot of ways. I'm the tweener of I was raised kind of traditional, but I understand some new stuff. So that's why I think I'm a good balance. I understand why y'all saying that.
Nah, you're the perfect balance for the show. You're the perfect.
Who's suit and tie, who's not outside, I get it.
That's why I think you're the perfect balance for my ass. No question about it. Because you do understand both sides. You have been coached hard. You have been humbled. You have been told to do X, Y, Z and said, yes, sir, coach, I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter. You're not tripping on race and what's in the locker room. And we didn't take it personal. It was business. And you also understand why guys like Marcellus and I and older heads and the guys we bring on the show, former NFL guys and NBA players and everybody else coaches are all like, hey, that's just not for me.
Because I was coached by you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's why I get it. But I also understand Shedeur is like, Shedeur got drafted. My dream has come true. I'm gonna go have a good time.
You know what the most telling thing was when he got pranked, which we both agree is a bitch move, but we also agreed that last year Cooper DeJean was a bitch move, and the other 8 people that got doxxed this year.
I got Tyler Warren for the coach got called.
I mean, they all are getting called. You know what the most telling was here when he tells the Saints, thinking he's Mickey Loomis.
I know you're gonna say,
"Let's be legendary."
I like that though.
That shit is embarrassing. I felt embarrassed, homie. I watched a movie last night where the bitch was acting like she was a hell of an actress, but she was embarrassing me. This female was embarrassing me personally.
Female.
And she was acting the shit out of her part, but I was embarrassed for her, and she's an actress.
What was she doing?
That's how good she was. Like selling me, like I'm like, damn, it was like she was on a date with a dude, and she was super like just way out there, like talking loud. And I'm like, man, I got rid of your ass. But like she sold the part so well, I felt embarrassed for Shedeur, man. I felt embarrassed that he had to address his crowd on night 1 when he didn't get drafted. I felt embarrassed because it's not him. He's been set up for this. Like, that's just how it is what it is.
He can handle it, though. He's been in spotlight since he came out the womb. He can handle
it. That's fine. But circle back to my original question that you and I were talking about. You can love football, but not love being a football player. I used to tell my players this all the time. I said, you can love football. Smitty and I love football now. We ain't gonna strap it up no more. Like we love football, but we don't love being a football player at all. I don't know in this era if you can actually separate the two anymore. Back in the day when I told you last week, you guys love football? Yes, sir. Everybody. I want to ask you now, do you love being a football player? I don't think they understand there's a difference. And I never thought I'd question that anymore. There's a difference between a football player and loving that versus loving football. And I don't know if I can ask, do you love football no more? I think now I got to ask, do you love being a football player? And everything that comes with football playing means what? I got to love football plus being a player. I don't know if they can separate the two no more because I don't want that in my locker as my quarterback. I'm going to be honest. Bad enough that we got guys like, listen, do I think he dropped because whatever is out there on him? Maybe. But we also have guys in first-round grades that had first-round grades, like the wide receiver from Texas who has a rap sheet. Nobody talked about it, homie. He has a rap sheet, a essay charge. We also go flip over from ESPN, and you go to NFL Network, and then you got, what's my main man's name that used to be on McAfee who's on NFL Network now?
Who, Darius Butler?
No. The white dude, the football draft guy. They used to be on McAfee every day, and now he's on NFL Network, and he couldn't be on McAfee no more.
I don't know, but just keep going.
Anyway, he literally goes on and says the kid from Marshall that dropped a little, he dropped because of 2 SA charges. He said it. Ian Rappaport. He said it. And ESPN avoided it like a motherfucking plague and talked about why he was being dropped, but never mentioned the fact that he has 2 charges that he had accused or allegedly. He had 2 charges come up that were both for that. And then
you know what? ESPN usually does say that type of stuff. I feel like they got back. They get backlash.
I'm saying, the whole Shedeur thing threw them for a loop, homie. I'm telling you.
That threw them off, number 1. They made them all. Number 2, though, they do get backlash because, like, a lot of times social media, people be joking about NBA draft or NFL draft. It's like every time a player gets drafted, they always got to lead with, this guy was, you got to say he was charged with this.
But he was a first-round grade.
It's like, damn. Like,
Smitty, first-round grade. Now, Shedeur don't have no fucking criminal background.
Not at all.
None at all. Clean. So you're telling me that the rumblings for Shedeur are for whatever you want to come up with and say. Because I'm not going to sit here and say it because I wasn't there. I'm not going to put stupid shit in my mouth and say, oh, it was a bad interviewer and all the shit that you're seeing.
Yeah,
that's for them and them to know because we don't know. And you look like a fool coming out and saying that's the fact, like you did when you said he would be drafted 3rd. So I'm just trying to say, where are we with this whole process? Because I hate the assumptions and putting your foot in your mouth. And then we got a first-round grade kid in the whiteout at Texas who played for Sark, who has NFL ties as well, who can call a lot of NFL franchises and say, hey, man, this is what the deal is. So,
Are you talking about Matthew Golden?
No.
Okay, I'll say because he was still his first round. Okay.
I don't know his name, but what's his name, Bailey? He didn't get drafted at all, Smitty.
Oh, the guy. Okay, got you.
He was a first round grade.
Bond.
What is it?
Isaiah Bond.
Isaiah Bond.
Isaiah Bond.
Oh, got you.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was in all college.
You guys are lowest
charges. So
what was that?
His stock fell because of his charges. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
So I'm just saying, Smitty, I don't get it. I'm curious. Was he undraftable then? Is he in jail?
I don't know. I mean, I have to look it up. I ain't prepared for Isaiah Bond today.
Nah, you're good. I'm just saying there's a guy that had a first round grade. And I'm trying to only reason I'm bringing this up, Smitty, because I've seen guys that have charges before get drafted. What are we talking about here? Like Bailey keeps saying that, like we've never fucking seen guys that have assumptions or charges get drafted. This guy was a number 1 first round wideout on everyone's board and didn't get drafted, homie. I've seen this before. Why is nobody talking about it?
Because Isaiah Bond came out right before.
I don't know.
Mike Green's alleged allegations.
Say it again, baby. I'm sorry. I can't hear shit you're saying. Say it again.
Isaiah Bond's alleged allegations came out shortly before the combine. Mike Green stuff was dated back to like high school. Isaiah Bond's stuff came out pretty recently and really affected.
Well, Green has 2. One's in Virginia, and that's why he
but they're
one's in high school.
They're settled too. I think Isaiah Bond.
So he must have an open case then.
Yes. His stuff is open. He turned himself in. I think his stuff is still open. There's no. So that's probably the reason why.
Yep.
So why wasn't that discussed like it was with Mike Green dropping? That's my whole point to this. Like, isn't it fair to say, hey? Like, why is there 2 different networks reporting the same shit, but one's out on bail or one's reported in and say, hey, man, there's a first round grade guy that didn't get drafted. This is why. Mike Green goes out there on ESPN. They're talking about he's dropping, never mentioned nothing. Ian Rappaport at least says, hey, he had 2 charges, one at University of Virginia, one in high school. That's why people kept him off the board, but he ended up still getting drafted. So we've both seen kids that have had issues get drafted. Let's just be real. So I'm curious as to why that hasn't made any noise. I haven't heard anything about it because my point is you got a guy who's very connected as well, but nobody cares about him, Smitty. Nobody gives a fuck about the guy. He doesn't move the needle.
Well,
he didn't move the needle.
No question.
No, I'm just saying. I'm bringing the whole point up. Like he don't move the needle, but he's still a kid, right? The whole thing is we're talking about all these guys and the life-changing draft spots that they possibly could make in their lives, and we only pick and choose who we want. Like, I'm just confused on why we do that. That's all I'm saying. So It is what it is. Smitty, Bill Belichick is what you brought up. Let's dive into that first, and then I'll give you my highest and lowest grades of the draft.
All right, let's do it then, man. So yeah, Bill Belichick had a
first of all, have you seen this?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it. The chat didn't see it, so maybe we can show them a little clip here. I don't know if we have something ready, but just to give quick context, Bill Belichick had a interesting interview the other day, and when he was asked a question about how he and his girlfriend Jordan Hudson met, Jordan Hudson was actually there present as well. And she shut down the question. But check this out.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it.
She see her?
How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Why not? Why, Jason? Why?
I wish a bit would.
She said, we're not talking about that. And she said with a tone of like she running shit too.
I wish a bit would.
Is she running the household, Bill? Are they in the dominatrix? What's going on?
Be real,
in that
homie.
household?
I keeps it real.
Say it then.
I keeps it when keeping it real goes wrong. I keeps it real. I'm gonna go hard on Shannon Sharpe because I think he's a weirdo for going after 19-year-olds, whether they're 22 now or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
They said she was 20, but
this motherfucker's weird too, homie. I'm gonna keep it real. As much respect as I have for this man on the gridiron and what he's done, I just don't get this move, homie. I don't understand the move. I don't understand why at this age, day and age in your life, accomplished as you are, all the money in the world, you made $20 million a year for how many years, the highest paid coach in all of sports, and now this is all you can get. I don't like it at all, homie. I'm going to call it out, and it is what it is. I do not like it. Don't respect the move. I don't want to hear the old cats in the house talking about, oh, everybody wants a trophy model on their shoulder. Woo, 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 woo. Then just fuck, homie, and don't show it. Go fuck her, homie. You could have anything he really wants as far as if it's a sexual thing. But to rock it around and have it on the field and she's wearing fucking Vegas nightclub fucking get-ups and all this old shit is to me, homie, nah. And she's going to tell a 73-year-old, what is he? How many Super Bowls does he have? 6 as a head guy and 2 as an assistant? 8 Super Bowl time champ. Been to 12. No, we're not talking about it. Then why'd you go on the interview, homie?
Well, I think she was talking to the interviewee, saying now, like.
But I'm saying, homie, why am I on the interview as like? What are you, not the head of the household, homie? You're telling me a
what I'm
broad,
asking you about.
a broad under my daughter's age is gonna sit up here and tell 8-time Super Bowl champ we ain't talking about? We met on Limder, whatever that shit is.
Tinder.
Tinder. Come on, homie. What?
Hello.
Hell nah, homie. You got me fucked up. And she looks like crazy psycho.
But Jason, why?
Darnell,
asking,
I don't know.
Let's dive deeper. Why would she say when I asked her that? What's so bad about the story of how y'all met? What could have happened or occurred that made you make this face that you make? Why are you making this face, Jordan? Look at your face. Look at your face.
Who's Jordan?
That's her name, Jordan Hudson.
Oh.
Why is she making this face right now? Who's Jordan? The whole topic, homie. Why is she making this face?
I'm gonna be real, Smitty. If we evaluate the cats in the chat and when we pull up their profile, and you got to evaluate her, homie, because I'm a great judge of character and real recognizes real like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be honest, homie. That's a lot of fucking. Yeah, you can play the whole clip, Bailey, if you want, if you have it. Bailey, Smitty, let's take a listen.
I've experienced directly. He's not even in the acknowledgement section.
I got to tear on
Correct.
That's the thing that got me.
Do you feel like you were treated with dignity and respect when you were let go by Robert Kraft?
Yeah, well, it was a mutual decision for us to part ways.
He said fired.
It was a mutual decision.
The other change for Belichick is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson, his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the...
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on, though Hudson has recently posted about it on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan, where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet. She's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
That's her, homie. That's a great picture, Smitty. Great production right there. That's her. That's the broad from what? Smile or whatever?
Smile. Remember those scary movies? It was Smile 1 and Smile 2. When they just smile, and they gonna kill you.
I get that vibe, Smitty.
I think she got this dude is hypnotized right now.
That's
like,
a grown-ass man, homie. I don't understand this.
Remember the movie Get Out? It's like Get Out, but like reverse. Like it's like it's like, look at her, homie. She looked like Carrie, homie, from prom when they threw the blood on her.
Let me ask you something. This is weird, homie. Let me ask you something real quick. I don't understand why he ain't getting as much heat as he should get as much heat as Shannon, in my opinion. But you know, here's the difference.
Damn near more.
Well, here's why he won't though. He has no assault charges.
Right.
He has no allegations of doing anything wrong. That's the That's the issue. That's why Shannon's gonna get killed more in the public eye or opinion than Bill. But Bill setting himself up for failure, homie, mass failure. If I'm at his age, Smitty, I'm trying to go out on top and say I'm gonna go win a natty in college, and then sell off and do my own thing. There's no way he's controlling this narrative, homie, and this is bad business. I hope his people are really in his corner and saying, "Nah, dog, we gotta." I hope he has fucking every tight NDA. I hope he has so much contractual litigation fucking literature out there for her.
I hope he got every A. CBA, NDA, NBC, ABC, Lakers and 5. I hope we got all that.
It's a bad deal, homie. I'm gonna be honest. It's a bad look.
And I think the reason she don't want to talk about it is because either A, they met when she was like 18, 19, or B, she was the dancer for the Patriots, right? Like for the Patriots.
I think so.
So they probably was fucking while he was coaching. And I know that's probably looked down upon because you're both kind of technically working for the team at the same time. So everybody was fucking in between games while they were losing. He was pissed off. She was making him happy, giving him head. And she don't want to talk about it because it would be a bad look on her and him. She's manipulating this man. And at some point, it's going to all come out, whether it's for money. She's trying to get a ring on her finger so she could take this man for his money. I don't trust her not one bit. It don't make sense. You're 24 years old. What you doing with a 70-something-year-old guy who, let's call it what it is. Knock on wood, I pray Belichick lives, he's 200 years old, but he got less time on this earth than he's already lived. What's your goal, Jordan? Date him for a few years and then leave him? Or you trying to take his money when he passes away? What is the goal? I get sometimes people have like fetishes and being into older people. Hell, I used to always be into like somewhat older women. When I say older though, I mean like 40 something, you know, or like, you know what I mean? Like not old, like 70 something. I don't know nobody who's into like a 70 something year old. I have no homies, no homegirls who's into a 70 plus year old man or woman. So there's something there that it don't make logical sense. It don't make none. And no offense to Coach Bill Belichick. I'm sure he's in good health and good shape. It's not a diss towards him. I'm saying to the 24-year-old who just left college, who just got done going to prom not too long ago, and like what the hell? Like it just don't make sense. We gotta do a deep dive into her. I want to know her background. I want to know her history. I want to know what she's done, what she didn't. I need to know who Jordan Hudson is because we got to protect Bill Belichick at all costs at this point.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's sad. But you know what? If we're going to talk about these kids and you want to call them grown, then we better not ever mention a fucking 73-year-old and his ability not to fucking do something that ain't right. Fuck that. You're a grown ass man. You're a grown ass man, and you got all the money in the world. You figure it out, Bill. I ain't feeling sorry for your ass. If I don't feel sorry for these kids, I ain't feeling sorry for you. Fuck no.
He's literally my grandmother's age. Like literally.
Fuck no, homie.
Well, I can imagine my grandma like, yeah, but hey, grandbaby, I got a new man. Okay, grandma, I'm happy for you. What's going on? Here he is, 24 years old.
Smitty, I gotta be real. Like eventually,
we ain't gonna. Before you go,
eventually,
my dog. This is my homie.
He ain't your homie. You did an interview with
my dog. This is my brother.
He gave you an interview.
All the way, whatever.
He gave you an interview.
Any little comment you got, beyond the interview.
Can you be quiet so I can talk? This ain't about him, homie. And you did one interview with him.
I did more than that.
Is everybody on the show my homie? Hell no.
Anyway, I did just one interview, homie.
Anyway,
business deals.
Anyway, listen. Belichick is something stacks up. When you stack up a bunch of shit, eventually it comes to fruition. It means you're true about what it is. You keep stacking shit up. There's a track record. Boom. All right, one thing. And then it gets to 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, 5 layers, homie. Eventually, I'm like, all right. So she's been on the football field. She's at practice. She's on emails and wants to be CC'd on every single email. Now you're on the fucking field getting the script in a dress, walking over to talk to the media. Now you're on CBS telling the fucking production team at 24, no, we ain't answering that, and you're not even on screen. You're not even on camera in the interview. That shit stacks up, Smitty. Bottom line is, that shit, she's running all this shit. Either A, she got something fierce over the man, or B, she got that wet, that gawk, that walk.
Well, he's
And
7
he ain't
years old.
never had it. He ain't never had that Jada Beans gawk, walk.
He's been coaching for so long, and he ain't really even had a chance to be outside. So he finally steps outside. He gets some young twang. He ain't had none of this in 50 years. That shit.
You know who she sounds like? She sounds like the gawk broad.
She probably do give literally crazy head.
No, but did you see her voice? Her voice sounded like the same broad when she made it viral.
Oh, you mean I didn't even think about that, homie.
You know the gawk? Is it the gawk?
She got the same.
I'm tripping. It ain't the gawk. It's the other one. She sounds like that other white girl that became a sensation overnight.
The interviews.
Yeah, the other white where I ain't seen nothing from her since she I think she did everyone wrong in the Bitcoin.
I saw somebody stream the other day. She's still alive.
Not Haktua.
No, you talking about the stream girl who talks like this.
Bobby something.
Bobby. Yeah, her name is Bobby. Yep.
That's who she sounds like, homie. And by the way, that girl divorced to her husband, had 2 kids after the Drake interview.
I don't know if she had 2 kids after the interview for sure. I don't know if that's like verified. So I want to make sure we
there you go, Bobby Altoff.
Put that out there. I don't know if she had 2 kids after the interview. I don't know.
Bobby Altoff or whatever. That's her. That's who it is.
But yeah, real quick though, before we go to your draft grades, I just want to bring this up, man. I don't know if you saw this, but Nebraska star QB Dylan Raiola actually got sacked by linebacker Natasha Blaylock in the Midland versus UNL women's flag football game. Raiola mimics his game after looks of Patrick Mahomes, and this was kind of going, big deal here. Show us again a little bit quick.
Wait. Who's this?
This is Dylan Raiola.
Why does he look like Mahomes?
Well, he mimics his game after Mahomes, wants to look like him, sound like him. He does his whole warm up like him as well.
Come on, dude. That's embarrassing.
Before the game, he runs and does a little jump he does before the game.
That's just embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing.
He got sacked by Natasha in a women's flag football game here. So I just want to show you, what's going on here. So.
I don't know why, but that shit's embarrassing.
Number 15.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, homie. Why is he trying to mimic a cat? These kids, bro. Unbelievable. I mean,
don't say these kids, say this kid.
He really has the glasses and the hair and everything. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, homie.
He got the body type, like the way his body moves.
Oh my god!
I haven't heard his voice. I don't know how his voice sounds, but like I don't know if he has that weird like. But everything else is like Mahomes. Homie. It's insane. But Mahomes got a haircut recently, so I wonder if he gonna get the fade to try to look more like Mahomes now again.
I'm embarrassed for him. There's no way I can let that.
Let me be devil's advocate though. Kobe trying to mimic his game after Jordan.
Game is not human.
But hold on, the way Kobe. Hold
on, stop. Don't start.
Look, I'm just
no. Don't sit up here like you just talked about Lil Wayne. Don't sit up here and say that Kobe cut his hair like Jordan, homie. And put on.
It was some like the way he
come
was
on, homie. No,
gum,
he mimicked his game.
Chewing gum, the way he was. It was little stuff too outside the basketball.
You can mimic a game, homie, not the human being and everything he does from fucking getting up in the morning brushing his teeth, homie. Get the fuck out of here. Look at this dude. That's a joke. Come on, homie. Let me ask you something. I wanted to get your take on this because before we move on, since we still got 30 minutes. Nakua's brother's in the media, and my buddy's a coach for this particular team, and I got kids on the team. I want to get your take on this. I want to get your take on what happened here, and then I want to give you something that I don't know if a lot of people are grasping that's going on, but I want to give you this. Go ahead, Smitty. This was Nakua slapping a fan in the face.
Yeah.
Bow.
Too.
Yeah, slap shit out of him. And then number 19
funny
laughing.
from my lens, but like on a serious note, as a player, like the mature answer, you don't interact with fans like this. You don't even put yourself in that position. You don't even give them that attention to where you're even over there to even have to slap them. Like, ignore them. Like, look how big that sideline is. You don't even have to go over there to give them that attention. You could completely ignore it. So that's the like real actual answer. The flip side, I'm curious of what the guy was saying that made Nakua get to that point. Like, you must have said something super disrespectful to get to that point.
Why
but
would you
again,
put yourself
you shouldn't
in
have slapped him. That's the real answer.
Yeah, why would you put yourself in? Now the kid's gonna get sued. You only make $70K a year in the fucking
USFL. It won't be
USFL.
that much money. Yeah,
you make $70K a year, Smitty, in the USFL. Why would you even risk it? And then why would you get blackballed already? You're Nakua's brother. Now the NFL, if they were to look at you, now you got this.
Then 19 started laughing then.
Shitbird. Like, this is shitbird. Didn't even want to help. This is the generation that films. This is the generation that films you when you're with the old lady getting her ass beat by a bunch of fucking idiots, and then you're filming it.
Hey, buddy said, you got slapped. I mean,
Yolanda,
in his defense, there's nothing for him to do. Like, the slap happened so quick. There's nothing that 19 could have did to, like, stop the slap, really.
Yolanda, I don't know if you're real or not, but maybe you need to regulate your emotions. Fucking prime sexual.
Shout to Yolanda.
Yolanda's a troll. Unless she puts her picture up.
I hope it ain't.
Unless she shows me the titties, homie, I don't believe her shit.
I hope it ain't Sister Yolanda from my church back home. No, I don't think she. Her last name ain't Richardson.
Nah, she would show herself.
Her last name ain't Richardson.
Yeah. She's prime sexual. Hey,
Smitty,
but let me give you a take on it real quick. Let me give you an in-depth macro take.
In-depth macro.
Here's the issue, Jay Uso and all the Usos out there who, I've coached hundreds of Usos and sent almost 100 Division I and in the NFL. I got to ask you something.
Usos.
First of all, starting unknown won't be none in the Uso traditional household, but they also, and Jay Uso knows this, they also got to go home and deal with Pops now. Because Pops ain't going to be very happy about this, Jay Uso. And you know damn well Pops ain't going to like this fucking negative energy that's going to be spilled out there about Usos or the family. So, number one, he got to deal with that. Number two, let me be super clear here on what's happening in this particular league. It is about to be bankrupt. The Rock is trying to keep it open. And they got an extension from certain media markets to stay open for another 2 years in business. So at least there'll be 2 more years, we think. And they got a $7,000 pay raise to each player, which puts them around 70 grand or something.
And it's still good money to play a game you love.
Yeah.
70 grand for just a season too. You know what I mean?
So let me break down why this particular act is a problem for this league. You already have very, very small attendance by the crowd showing up in this particular space. Like, meaning this, when COVID started, the league started, they played at one place. They stayed in Alabama. They all played at one place. They practiced at one place. They were in Birmingham, if you remember. I was involved at the time, so I was like, all right, what's going on here? Mazzoni, who comes on our show during the season, obviously coached in it, and they hated it, right? Everybody's here. We all stay here. We can't move. Same hotels, blah, blah, blah. Then it moved around. It moved around afterwards, and it became playing at your stadium in another league stadium or some sort of college stadium. Smitty, we're not getting an attendance, and that guy you slapped, you should probably be happy he's even there, cussing you out, paying your salary. Because when that dude leaves, you have no job. They already are struggling to fill stands. So I'm trying to figure out, when did it become so worthy of addressing the fucking opposing fan base, Smitty, that we've seen over the last few years, when Westbrook and the NBA guys are pissed off about people in the crowd and talking shit and doing all the things. Now, listen, if it gets racial and it gets straight up being just, I get it. That's just, you shouldn't even be in the fucking stadium. And I'm glad that people have banned certain guys from ever attending, especially Utah, you fucks. But let's be real. You and I, even your era, thrived on shit talkers against us in the stadium. We love that shit. I would have threw a touchdown and went over there and like, fuck, blah, 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 blah. That's the issue I have now when it's so personal, homie. Like, respect the fact they're there talking shit. Mm-hmm. Now, if it becomes certain tote the line and you step over it, I get all that.
And I don't know what he said, so that's why I was like.
Let's be honest, homie. This is supposed. I want my opposing crowd. If they're not talking shit, I ain't doing shit. Like, I'm tripping on this, homie. I'm really tripping on the age of these kids being so fucking fragile, homie. I really don't get it. But let me be honest. Weddle and I was here watching the USFL game before we went to eat. Just get rid of this league.
I love USFL, man. It's co-owned by Fox and ESPN. They came together this year.
Here's why I say get rid of the league.
I love the league from my network I work for.
Yeah, this is why. Let me get rid of this league. Let me say why. You've already made this league in a way you haven't seen. This is what we want college to be, Smitty. And I love the extension of the league for the kids that have another opportunity. But CFL has been the longest running competition to the NFL. It's never going to be competition, but it actually pays. You can make 300, 400K. You can actually make a career out of it, is my point. You could have a career in the CFL. I don't like all the motion and the wider field, the goalposts in the front. All the rules are different. We get it. But college football now is the football amateur, whatever they call the NBA D League or whatever. That's what the NFL's D League is now. It's college. So I don't know how long the XFL, USFL, and all these other things can stay in existence with this attendance, with this production, with this. Nobody's even Smitty. I didn't even know the league started, homie. I didn't know the league started.
I know we've been promoting it like every show.
I haven't seen it.
Stuff like that. I know. I'm in the space, so like I see it promoted. And
yeah. You see it. No, I'm not even trying to talk shit. I haven't seen any true marketing on it, and I didn't know this. They're already like 6-7 weeks in. I had no idea these motherfuckers were playing.
I love competition, man.
Dog. I think college football is going to end up eventually. Weddle and I agree. Probably be the semi-pro league going forward. If the NCAA is not abolished, it's going to end up being, because that's what it is, Smitty, right now. It's pay to play. Yeah. And I don't know if these other leagues can sustain. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. But
I'm going to say this last thing before you go to grades. I think we got some real, like, idiots in the chat. Because, for real, I'm almost, like, concerned, like, real dumb at, like, and my shit got blurry. I don't care. Do y'all not have like real jobs like in the real world? I'm just curious. Like let me know for real. Like, are y'all unemployed? Is that why you guys are able to watch the whole show?
They probably are, Smitty.
I'm really curious because like it's almost like
you should do.
He's company man. He's DEI man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I got a company that I work for. I can't be seen out here on a show that actually got eyes and attention that people at my job sees. And see a clip of me being on here talking about something that we do and promote that's important to my company that I work for. That's common sense, y'all. Like, I don't understand what, like, come on, y'all. Are y'all that dumb? Are y'all that dumb for real? Like, no, all jokes aside, name a job that you could work for that they have something that's important to them, that you are an employee for that company and you're publicly going out or going against that said thing, and that's going to go well in your favor. That makes no sense. No, Chris, I'm asking if you guys are unemployed for those who have made those comments. I'm curious because if you're not, you guys should have some common sense to understand the situation. So that's it.
Well, I don't think you.
Smitty
just said how dumb you are, and then you're the dumbest fuck of all of them,
Mr.
First of all, Murmur, you're not even a fucking member, so you're not paying any of us
anything.
So you're an absolute fucking joke, and this is why you can't even have a real name or picture. And that's the bottom line. Smitty is specifically talking to you. That's why.
Like literally you, Mr.
Like, member up, fucking bitch boy. Member up. Like, that's what I don't get. Holy fuck, man. Let me give you my grades real quick, and then we'll end it on something fun. We got
all your grades in 15 minutes.
We got 20 minutes. 20 minutes still. Smitty, I want to give you some random grades that I thought did well. I want to dive into the Arizona Cardinals. I think they had I'm going to give them a B, solid B. They got Will Johnson, who could be a steal or a bust based on his injuries and what I think he was a steal for now, but can he end up being something? And I like Jordan Birch. I think he was a big-time kid coming out of high school. He is a guy that I think is going to help the Arizona Cardinals in the long run. I'm going to give him a B. The Falcons, I give them a B-. And I'm just talking about certain teams because I thought they stole James Pierce, and I like the Jalen Walker pickup early. So I like the pass rushing. You can't ever have enough. The Eagles have shown us that. They have a defensive guy. Now the Rams fleeced them. I'm not even going to go into what they did, and I think the Rams had one of the best drafts without even taking a lot. And I thought the Raiders made some improvements by not even taking a lot. They got a long corner later. Pete Carroll-esque. We talked about what Pete Carroll's going to go after. 6'3" corner out of Iowa, I believe. And then they made trade after trade to go lower. And then we're sitting here watching this, Weddle and I, and we're like, we saw the big picture. We're like, goddamn, Pete Carroll, homie, figured it out. I like what they did. I like the Bills, and I like your Ravens. I gave the Ravens an A-, Smitty. Emory Jones, I like a lot. I like Mike Green they got late. We're going to see what ends up happening there. I think DaCosta, I think, their GM. I think he did a great job in this draft. But I want to go to the Chiefs' queendom real quick. I think the Chiefs and the Bears both had solid B+, A- drafts. And I really do. I think the Chiefs' draft went underrated. I don't know if they talked about it enough with all the Shedeur talk. I liked what the Chiefs did. I'm going to go A- with the Chiefs, and I'm going to go A- with the Bills. I like both of them. Josh Simmons, who I told you the Giants could have got. I thought the Giants could have got him over getting Jackson Dart, who I'm not high on as well, is the same way as I am with everybody else in the QB world. I thought you could have got better. If you're especially going to move up in the draft, I thought Josh Simmons was available, who could have got him before the Chiefs did. I also like Omar Norton a lot of talent. There's rumors about his attitude and all that. Listen, you're going to the right place for Andy Reid to have an attitude, because that whole team's full of shitbirds. So that's not a concern for me at all, Smitty. So I like what the Chiefs did. I'm not even going to get into your Colts and my Rams just to keep the biasy out of it. But I like both of them. I like both teams did. But I think that McVay and Snead continue to fleece teams similarly to what the Eagles do every year.
That trade is crazy.
Yeah. And for them to get a 26-1 next year in that trade, because he knew his homeboy that was his former coach and protege, needed a pass rusher in Atlanta. For McVay to fleece him like that and get a 1 next year, when you know that there's other guys coming out next year and you're probably going to be in the middle or later. Yeah. But with that pick now, you can possibly still, who knows? I don't know if you get Arch Manning, but you probably get a decent QB if you really want to go QB next year.
Right.
Maybe there's a big-time left tackle. Something's out there to finish Stafford's career. The same way in Indianapolis, I think you can go get a QB next year if this plan doesn't work out, but you made pieces around the quarterback this year, whoever it will be, whether it's a combination of Daniel Jones and AR5, whether they combo it up and run packages with AR5, which I would do similarly to what Chicago did with Justin Fields, and then use Daniel Jones for boot nakeds and running it, because he's still an athlete too, so you can marry up the offenses very similarly.
You could definitely put AR5 as like a running back next to Daniel Jones and do some different, I'm just saying, some tricky type things,
So, and the Chicago Bears, I'm not going to listen. I think there's no excuses for Caleb Williams this year, because I'm going to be honest. If we're going to put all that onus on these other QBs, Caleb Williams coming in last year, you better have a skill set like him to be able to get picked early, as he was last year as the number 1.
Where are you going?
You better have a fucking skill set, and now you got to win the shit or get off the pot, Smitty. I'm gonna be honest. You made some great moves. I love what Ben Johnson did this year, and they addressed some moves, and they got more skill too. You got more wideouts. You got more fucking up front protection. You got help. I think the Chicago Bears had probably a B+.
Bears gonna win 10, 11 games this year. I'm telling you.
Well, then that conference by far is the best. Then if they do, if they are good and they are better, then the NFC North, depending on what Minnesota does at QB with what we assume is the youngster.
Yeah. I'm not a big Caleb fan, but he's gonna prove you wrong, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah,
I really believe. So.
Yeah, I hear you.
I really believe so. I think he's gonna be like he's not gonna be as great as the media was trying to put him out to be during like the draft. But he's not going to be nowhere near like a bust. He's going to be like one of those good, like middle of the pack, top 15 quarterback for like a while. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be right there. I think he's going to be good this year.
And look, in the NFC East, listen, I think this is going to probably be the worst division. I don't know if the Cowboys got better. They got some insignificant picks to me. They didn't make any trades to really shock us like we thought they would. They didn't move up from 12. They didn't do anything like that. I don't think they made enough splash signings. Number one, the Giants are pretty much we got a generational talent, we hope, in Abdul Carter, but what else did we get? I don't know. We're going to see. Scatterboo, I don't believe is going to be impactful right out the gate. I don't believe Jackson Dart's going to play right out the gate. I don't know if he's any good anyway. There's all these other questions. I think you could have got Josh Simmons instead of Jackson Dart when you already have two quarterbacks on your roster that is going to probably compete, or one's going to start for at least 1 year, etc. You could have got better as a roster. And then the Commanders, I think, are going to be them and the Eagles are going to battle it out again. I think the Commanders got better this offseason. I think the draft was sustainable for them. They didn't need to do crazy, outlandish shit. They already have made super big strides with the team they have in the offseason with veterans. So the Commanders, in my opinion, are going to battle it out with the Eagles once again, and I'm sure they'll play again in the playoffs, in my opinion, along with the Rams, and we'll see what other NFC team rises to the top. So I just think that's where they are. Again, and everyone that's critiquing me with the Giants quarterback take that are Giants fans, let me be real. You don't need a quarterback right now. Like, you got two. You got two that are wily veterans. One's been to 2 Super Bowls. The other one's one of the biggest armed quarterbacks in the football, who they have a big-time couple of wideouts in New York now. They have a few weapons now. Now, go get you better guys. That's all I'm saying.
But you were the same guy last year, though, who you were a fan of what the Falcons did when they got Michael Penix Jr. when they already had Kirk Cousins to that big deal. They were
huge
playing
difference.
For the future.
Huge difference, though. Wow. That's similar. One's 40 coming off an Achilles. That's a great get to me. One in New York now with the signing of those two tell me that Dayball is either getting an extension or he was allowed to move up in the draft for some reason. And I don't understand why the Giants wouldn't wait a year if you already had 2 quarterbacks, to my point, totally different scenarios in Atlanta. Why didn't you wait a year to get into the quarterback class next year if that's what you need? So you're telling me, Smitty, and listen, I've told you I'm Dayball guy. You're telling me that Jackson Dart, in your eyes, Brian Dayball, is the future of the New York Giants. That's
in
what you're
Dayball's eyes. Yeah, not my eyes, but Dayball's eyes.
No. Yeah. I'm talking to Dayball. I'm talking to Dayball.
He must.
You're saying to everybody that Jackson Dart is the future of your franchise.
They're comparing him to Josh Allen. So he's a good athlete.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to question him. I'm not going to question him. It is what it is. But
we saw what Dayball did with Josh Allen, so they're comparing.
Well, we saw what he did what he did with a young, struggling Daniel Jones. Be honest, the good year he had, he went to the playoffs. He won a playoff game. He changed his godly stats. No, but winning a playoff game, getting Daniel Jones to not beat you. Yes. So obviously that didn't sustain. You got rid of your best player. That helps when you lose a guy like Saquon Barkley. Of course, I would expect production to go down, contrary to all the fucking idiots' beliefs in the chat. But right now, with 2 veterans, I would have went Josh Simmons, homie. I would have went somebody up front to help that team. I get the defense has a loaded front.
Loaded.
But you can trade or move some pieces now with Burns, Thibodeau, etc., and grab you some assets. Maybe they still do it. I don't know. Remember the draft's over.
Why trade them guys when they're productive? No.
Well, Thibodeau's been hurt. And he's been kind of a guy you have to.
Yeah, maybe you trade Thibodeau, but the rest of the guys, Brian Burton, you got to lock
But
them in,
well, that's
like,
what I'm saying. You got both, so you have a guy in there that's tradable. That's all I'm saying. So, listen,
I think this made more sense than when the Falcons, because the Falcons, you got to remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they sign Kirk to like some big money though? Right before that too, like didn't he get signed to like big money?
Before what?
That's the difference.
Before what?
Right, but before they drafted Michael Penix, like
yeah, $100
so
million.
that's why that was like people were like, "Whoa, you just signed Kirk this big money for like it was a multi-year deal." It's like, why would you go get with this one? Is like Russ is here for 1 year. I think James is here for like one and a possible. Like I can't remember the exact structure, but I think it's two. But I think I got to look into it. I think the second year is like
it's a 2-year, $21 million though. So
yeah, but my point is that's baby money. That's nothing.
No,
you
yeah.
get out of that easily. Where
that's not.
Yeah. Was like legit, like real deal money. And so to me, I'm saying this makes more sense in my eyes than it did with the Falcons.
Nah, yeah, I'm with you on that part. The 2-year deal is not an issue. That's why, though, in my opinion, you don't go quarterback in the draft unless you say Jackson Dart is the future. That's the only way you take him. Because if not, I guess he's saying it. Because next year, you got a better class to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying, dog. I
like
don't
the
really,
grades, though, homie. I like the grades.
Yeah. Shout out to what's the little white boy's wide receiver? Came out of retirement. The Panthers.
Hunter Renfrow, man. Little Renfrow.
Hey, the Panthers signed Hunter Renfrow.
The Panthers gonna be better too.
It'll be better. We'll see. It'll be better. What is better though in that league? What is better in an already pretty bad conference? Hopefully you can compete with. Like I would say, well, Atlanta's gonna be better. I don't know, and we don't know what Saints are doing. So,
well, your boy QB, we saw flashes last year. Him getting better.
So, do you think the draft in the QB they selected a quarterback? Everyone, Shook's not the. I like Shook, but did they do that out of A? We don't know what Derek Carr is doing, so we had to take a QB. Or B, Spencer Rattler's not the guy. There's a reason. So it's either A, a depth issue, and Spencer is the guy, because everything I've heard from Gio and everybody that trains him is connected to the Saints. They love Spencer there, and they thought he did great things to end the season. So they're fully confident in Spencer Rattler moving forward in that organization. I'm leaning towards they don't understand. Track record-wise, Derek Carr is an injury-prone cat, and he's hurt again right now, or let's say he's injured again right now. I'm thinking they drafted a QB for depth, A, and for growth, B. That's just what I'm at. I don't know if Derek Carr is there in New Orleans coming up this year, and I think that's why they drafted Shook. I don't think they drafted Shook to start. It would be my gut feeling. But again, to your point, Michael Penix Jr. was one of the older QBs to come out last year, and so is Shook. So maybe they play right away because of their age, and that's another reason why one of our guests we had on, who's a legend, said, hey, these guys are older, getting drafted now more than we've ever seen. This is the norm now. 24 to 26 at quarterback is kind of the average age now, which is crazy. So you better play, Smitty, right away, or you're not going to be in the league very long.
You're scared to look. You're scared to look. Ain't no such thing as tied look crook. Hey, man, it's been a hell of a show, man. Let's end it on something a little bit more loose, a little bit more fun, man. There's a viral picture going on from a fan in the New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons crowd here. So I guess we got a new segment now. I mean, I wouldn't call it this one isn't a fat or not segment because we don't see her body. Two, I think just based upon the part that we do see, she's clearly not fat. But I guess
body, though.
I guess what's your take though? I guess hit her
so
quick.
What's the context here? I'm lost.
She's a fan. The camera stopped on her during the game of the Detroit Pistons New York Knicks game, and people online are in love with her. She got the tattoos. The face she's making is kind of like, a little sex appeal to her. So people are just trying to. I guess the question for you is hit it or quit it. Like, what you doing with this? Are you tapping this? Are you not? I mean, what's the pros? What's the cons? Break her down.
I'm married a bitch.
She's perfect, homie.
I ain't never married nobody, but here's the thing. She bad. She got body and everything. I already know. I don't need to see it.
How you know? Break down how you know.
She got cleavage, so she got titties, she got hips, she got ass. She's there for a player. Somebody's hitting, and she's with them. real simple. I don't understand what to talk about.
Why's her face like this though? Like,
real
what's her face doing?
Because her dude that she's fucking with missed a shot.
Nah, this is like one of them things where she might got one of them little automatic vibrators in her panties, and she's like feeling it right now, watching the game.
You heard what I said. I hope you listen to what I just said.
I didn't know you said.
I'm telling you something that I know already.
Oh,
you don't listen. You don't listen.
My fault, homie. Oh. I didn't catch the first time, but the second
you
time.
You don't listen, homie. You don't listen. Y'all don't listen.
You a bad boy. My fault. I can't even speak on Shorty then. Never mind, then. This is, you know what I mean? I can't even. Hey, to each his own. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to, you know what I mean? And yeah.
This guy right here.
This guy right here.
What's the name?
Eli O'Neill.
What?
Eli O'Neill.
He said, y'all need better topics.
Nigerian cat. What's that picture he got, though? Is that like Avatar? What is that? I don't know what that picture is.
Hey, baby, block it, Eminem. He just an idiot. We don't need him anymore. No, he's not a member or nothing. Hey, Eminem, you got 30 seconds to become a member.
Too late. They already blocked him.
Just block him. Good. Too late. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Quick question, Coach JB and BBL Smitty.
He's not a member either, though, so we're not going to answer the question.
What does that mean?
People are calling me BBL Smitty for some reason, but he's not a member, so it don't matter.
Oh. Well,
we only answer questions for people who pay. If you don't pay, you get no play.
Yeah, block it.
Pay for play, homie. It's pay for play everywhere on this show.
Shout out, man. We had 3,100 people here, I heard. I did not know that.
At the
on
top
YouTube.
of the show, you brought that crazy energy. The show is better when shit fucks up. Like,
well, I don't know, man. I got this new computer, got this whole new setup just for the show because I don't want to get FA in them. And I'm like, fuck, man. And then we tested it all weekend, Smitty. Fine, perfect, no issue whatsoever. This morning, the motherfucker don't even turn on.
You did something wrong, homie.
I didn't do nothing wrong. I just turned it on.
Prepare yesterday for today, homie. I don't believe you guys
did all weekend, homie. I did all weekend.
You did last night, though, like right before you went to bed. You should have like.
Then I shut it off, and then again this morning when it turned on.
Why'd you shut it off?
I had to shut it off. I don't want to get, whatever.
Nah, see, you too paranoid now. After that hack situation, you've lost your mind. Keep the computer on, homie.
Smitty, your best grades overall. Give me your biggest takeaway. NFL draft, homie. Be real, concise. I want a real legitimate breakdown, an accountable one, responsible one. I want fact-based, researchable one.
Yeah.
Highest grade, lowest grade. Go.
Let me get my notes up real quick, man. I had the notes ready for this. So the highest grade I'm gonna have to give to my Indianapolis coach. We got the most talented player in the draft in Tyler Warren, a guy who you could do 1,000 things with. Put him out at slot.
I said a real take, homie, not a biased one. God damn.
We got
he can't do
linebacker.
it.
We got another pass
cannot
rusher.
do it.
We got players at every position.
Bailey, this motherfucker cannot be unbiased, homie.
I'm gonna give the coach an A+.
I don't get it, dog. I don't understand. I just said give me a real take.
Next up, surprisingly, I'm gonna again. This is not an order. I'm gonna give you off the top of my head. I like what the Cowboys did, y'all. I know the Cowboys stuff wasn't like sexy. This guy Omaha Gamer said, "I hate this dude. I hate you too, Jody. You ain't my son."
I don't use that word. I don't use hate.
I don't either. The Cowboys, man, had a sneaky good drive. It's not sexy because they don't have like the big names, all that. But that Tyler Booker kid that they got with the first pick, I think he could be a dog. We know all the great Cowboys teams always started up front with the offensive line. They're trying to rebuild that line. Obviously, with Zach Martin leaving and retiring, I like that move. They also got some edge rushers, some running, another running back. I think it's Jaden Blue from Texas, who we know they needed to help kind of solidify that backfield. I like what the Cowboys did there. You've already talked about the Giants. The Giants is like to be determined. Like I would give them a B, only because they got a quarterback. We thought they needed a quarterback, and they got the best edge rusher and Abdul Carter as well, who we think who could be generational. So like, cool, you got the positions that we thought you should get. The only question is how good is Jackson Dart? We don't know yet. It's TBD. But in terms of just the draft, they got what they needed. But I'm gonna give them a B grade overall there, and that's all I'm gonna give you, man. It's 8:59, homie. I got 6 minutes left, and and that's what I'm gonna give you, homie. So I'm gonna give you nothing else.
Yeah, horrible take.
You You said you like what the coach did, so why is it biased?
They're not an A+. I would never give the Rams an A+. I mean, you can't be that fucking biased and phony when you're trolling the crowd. Don't troll the crowd on a real take so we can post it. Now I can't post a short. I can't tag nobody. Like, fuck.
That was never going to be a postable thing anyway, homie. Giving out your grades isn't something that's going to perform on social media. Things that perform well,
Yolanda, show us who you are.
Things that perform well is like the clip, like talking about that girl at the
Yolanda,
end,
show me your
stuff about Shedeur.
Do that. I want to see your
Like certain, like your intro, those things perform well. What's this right here, homie? Oh, sure. That's AI. It's AI.
Not AI at all.
It's AI. It can't do that. Like that. It's not natural to do that.
Smitty, my dad did that in front of my eyes when I was a little kid. Yes, it absolutely can do it.
Did exactly that.
Yes. When you go that fast on the water, yes, that's real, Smitty. And it happened in Havasu this past weekend. That is $1 million.
This part here is what looks fake right here. Like that.
It's all real, Smitty. Show is there full speed video from the other angle, Bailey?
My barber go there all the time with his family. They ran out of crib, do the whole thing.
By the way, that is 1,000% real. A buddy of mine sent it to me actually live. That was there.
You wouldn't lie.
So what happened was, Smitty, those guys were attempting to break a speed record on Havasu on Saturday. Mm-hmm. They got up to 202 miles an hour. There's actually a cockpit view of it as well. But yes, that's absolutely real, Smitty. They were both safe, both health, no problem, no broken bones, nothing. But that was real, Smitty. What happens is you get airborne on the water, homie. That shit is unbelievable. That's really what happened. 200 miles an hour in Havasu. They actually towed it out on a diesel truck out of the water and got it out of the water. But yeah, there's actually a video, Smitty, of them in the cockpit with a camera, and it shows them in the cockpit too, like. And then just taking off. And they're like, oh, shit. You hear them say, shit. And the motherfucker. That shit crazy. But will you get on the yacht now this weekend? It's going to be cool out.
I got stuff going on this weekend, so I probably won't be able to work. It's a big boxing this weekend. Big boxing this weekend, so I won't be able to make it. Me and Steve got to write up some stuff on this website.
Steve said, yeah. Oh, look at that shit. That's it right there. Bailey's a bad dude.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy, Smitty. Look at that motherfucker, homie. God damn. Woo.
WPS to the highest level. Yeah, it's just saying. Yeah, I'm never doing. I would never get on that. That's why you gotta be careful. You got all my brothers and sisters in here in the chat. Be careful who you get in the car with, who you get on the yacht or the boat with. If it's a white person, just come prepared for some bullshit. Because you just don't know. I mean, every time I've got on the yacht with JB, speeds off, tries to show out. There's certain things that you gotta be prepared for, homie, when it comes to them. They like doing things that almost kills them. It brings them.
I'll hit that on the plane right there.
You would hit what?
On the plane, that picture you sent me?
What picture I sent you?
See right here, Smitty, this normal shit right here, no?
Y'all call me BBO Smith, BBO JB, JBBBL.
Oh, that picture. That's
how the girls. Remember how the girls say you JBBBL?
Yeah, the wind.
Because the wind is in your shorts.
See, I think that's fine right there. You like this. You did this with me.
It was cold when I was on there, though. Remember, it was cold that morning. You was doing it.
Yeah.
Cold wind, I had to hold my hat on.
We weren't going that fast.
Me and Rory, we was on there nervous. Rory had the coffee, had the donuts. We was shaking like a mug.
Anyway, man, it's been a great show. Sorry for the late start because it's fucked up, even though I'm not sorry, but I'll say sorry for the public opinion so we can make a short of it. And then, hey, man, we'll be out tomorrow. Talk Tuesday. I think we got a loaded lineup all week long again. And tomorrow, Steve Kim joins us along with some special guests, of course. Hopefully, the computer's up and running early. Shout out to everybody joining the show on every single day, making it bigger, larger, and realer than ever before. Tomorrow, let's get 5,000 in here. Talk Tuesday as we'll have some special guests on. So shout out to everybody, man, joining the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Join us on Unpaved with Shaun Salisbury here in an hour. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, Smitty, God willing. Peace.